everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. Now today's video is the June 2022 astrology forecast, the monthly forecast. But before I begin my video, I just wanted to thank everyone for liking, subscribing, commenting on my channel, on my videos. Thank you very much. And I'm really so grateful for each one of you. And for those who are watching my content and find value in my content and have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do, because that's going to help me grow my channel. So thank you very much everyone once again. Now the other thing is, this is general reading. It's not specific to anybody. So if it resonates with you, that's brilliant, because that means astrology works. So just keep in mind that it is general reading. It's not specific to anyone. Now today's video is the June 2022 monthly forecast, monthly astrological energies that's available for us to experience in the month of June 2022. Now the month begins with a retrograde Mercury energy until 3rd of June, but on the 3rd of June it goes direct in the sign of Taurus. So when Mercury goes direct, it will influence our communication, our thinking, our connections, our ideas, our plans. Is going to affect all that, because Mercury was retrograde and now it's direct. So direct kind of is a cosmic green light that you can move things forward, your plans, ideas, your thought process, whatever you have been thinking, reevaluating, reassessing until now, or introspecting over your ideas, communication, thought process, mindset, outlook, whatever that might be, learning as well. Now is the time that you can start to move things forward, and there may be less communication, technological disruption going forward once it's in a direct motion. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn is going to go retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. So Saturn is our planet of karma, and Aquarius is this individualistic, progressive kind of energy. So Saturn, which is a karmic planet, it's got the energy of delaying and restricting things. It's also there to structure your life, to help you crystallize, build something, concrete moving forward. So it's a very practical, serious, cautious energy. In the sign of Aquarius, it is in its own sign, so it's not particularly as adverse as you would think. Now in the sign of Aquarius, it may be limiting your progress or really slowing it down, really delaying it, but it's all to make you reanalyze your whatever your plans, future plans, hopes and wishes you have, and also to be more practical, realistic in your approach when thinking about your future plans. Now when it turns to retrograde, you may feel restricted in your progress and your need to move forward. So during this time, it's a good idea to introspect, look at the paperwork, look at what you have been doing, analyze what you have been doing since the beginning of this year, or since the last time Saturn went retrograde last year. So since then, whatever you have achieved, whatever you have done in terms of your work, in terms of your karma, this is a time to reanalyze, reevaluate, introspect all these, and make changes wherever there needs to be changes after you have reassessed your situation. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury is going to move in the sign of Gemini. It was in the sign of Taurus, but it moves in the sign of Gemini on the 13th of June. So Mercury in Gemini is in its own sign, so that's a brilliant position. So it makes you very communicative, social, curious, intellectually engaged, and really makes you very active thinker, very quick-witted, and really move your thinking process, your communication style, your connection, need to network and all. Really, it's in a good position, so you can take these things forward. Now besides Mercury, Venus is also going to move in the sign of Gemini this month. So this is a time you have this desire to communicate, articulate your ideas, what you feel inherently from within. You want to communicate and connect more eagerly during this time as well. With Venus and Mercury energy together in the sign of Gemini, there's an added emphasis on the Gemini sign this month, in the month of June, besides Sun being in the sign of Gemini. So there's a lot of emphasis on the Gemini sign. Now towards the end of the month, Neptune is going to go retrograde. So this is going to bring you face to face with your reality. So any illusions, any confusion will be stripped away. You will be a little bit more introspective and really looking within. So any confusion, any delusions, any illusions that you may have faced until now, wherever your Pisces sign is, because that Neptune goes retrograde in the sign of Pisces, all those energy will be erased, and you'll be able to introspect, and you'll be able to see things a little bit more clearly going forward, because you're able to introspect and go within looking for answers. Now in the month of June, there is a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius and a new moon in the sign of Cancer. So full moon is in the middle of the month and new moon is towards the end of the month. So the full moon will bring awareness regarding your wisdom, your knowledge, your need to explore and expand, and your belief systems, learning, traveling, and all that. And the new moon, the sign of Cancer, is all going to be about your home, family, your own emotional and physical foundation. So having a fresh beginning in those matters. Now I'm going to cover all the 12 zodiac signs and discuss what is in store in the month of June 2022 for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So let's begin. Aries, for you in the month of June 2022, there's a lot of focus on yourself, on your communication, connections, on your social circle, on your money matters, on your career matters, your spirituality, and just your need to learn, explore, expand your horizon, your mindset. So the month of June 2022, Aries, is a very important month for you where your value system, your belief system, your own spirituality, your connection with yourself, your inner connectedness, your subconscious pattern, yourself, your thinking, your perception, and how you really connect and socialize with people. So all these matters are very crucial during this month. Now the month of June opens with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus. But on the 3rd of June, this Mercury goes direct again in the sign of Taurus in your second house. Now Mercury in the sign of Taurus is very practical, very focused, and it's in your money house. So this direct energy of Mercury, it's making your mind, your thinking process, your perception around your money, how you want to deal with it, all these energies are in forward motion now. So this is the time when your ideas and planning regarding your money matters can move forward now. Now if you have been keeping it on hold until now, or for any reason it was not able to move forward, this is the time things will start to move forward. You will see some kind of progress, especially where communication, technological hindrances and all that is concerned. You won't have those disruptions going forward. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn in the sign of Aquarius is going to go retrograde in your 11th house. So that's your social circle, your group project, your organization, the group, peers, associates, professional games, all those that you're part of. All these matter needs to go through a reassessment, reevaluation, and introspection. Now Saturn is to deal with restrictions, limitations, and basically looking at matters more realistically and more practically. So you will feel a bit restricted in all the 11th house matters. So if you're trying to connect with a group, or you're trying to join a new group or an organization, or whatever your future plans is, all those things you may feel hindrance, obstacle, limitations going forward. But this is the time to really introspect the decisions, whatever you have been doing in terms of your social circle, collaborations, coming together for a group activity and all that. So all these areas that you have been doing during the time when Saturn was in a direct motion, since last year, this is the time to reevaluate those energies and see where you need to be more realistic, more cautious, more serious, because Saturn requires structure. It requires you to really get serious about whatever you're trying to achieve and really strip away any kind of unrealistic approach, impractical approach. You need to get rid of those energies and be more practical, more realistic in your approach, where your Saturn is, where your social circle and group projects are concerned. So you may feel restless during this time because the things are moving slow and you're not seeing the progress straight away. So use this Saturn retrograde phase of this 5 months period to introspect, to really go within and really make those changes and be more realistic in your approach. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 2nd and 10th house energies trining. Now trine is a harmonious aspect. It's a very supportive, free-flowing aspect, and these are earth energy. So Taurus and Capricorn are earthy energy. So Mercury in Taurus is definitely very focused. It wants tangible results in your money matters, and Pluto is this intensity in your career matters. So this trine aspect between Mercury and Pluto is very intense. You are very persuasive in terms of your communications, where your money matters and career matters are concerned. So this is a great time possibly to bring a new energy in your career matters. So if you want to progress or move up the career ladder or get a new job which pays more, whatever that might be, you will be very, you will be very impactful in your speech, communication, and connecting. And you will be able to understand other people's motivation and your motivation as well regarding your career matter and money matters, Aries. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So that's your second house. So there's a lot of emphasis in your second house this month. Now Venus and Uranus together in your money house and the house of your value system, your self-worth. You will feel sudden and unexpected changes in your desires, especially your financial goals, financial desires, where you want to be financially going forward. You may have a change of direction or change of perspective as well, because Uranus is to do with your higher mind. So Venus is what you desire, and Uranus brings this change, disruption, erratic change, or just sudden changes, drastic change. So you definitely feel this desire to bring about some kind of change where your money matter, financial matters are concerned. And this can be due to some kind of inner realization regarding your money matters, or some kind of awareness regarding your money matters. Maybe you understand your financial matters better, or you want to put in a financial budget or plan, or want to organize your financial matter better. So that could be a positive change, or you could be splurging, spending. So that can be a disruptive, sudden change. So you need to keep an eye on your financial matter going forward in the month of June, Aries. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury is going to move in your third house in the sign of Gemini. So Mercury in the sign of Gemini in your third house is it's in its own sign, it's an own house, so it's very comfortable. So this is a very sociable, communicative, curious time for you. You're very intellectually engaged. You want to share information, you want to connect with people, especially in your daily environment, your local environment. You want to connect with your relatives, you want to go on you want to do better dealings, business dealings, and you're very communicative, effectively able to communicate what you want in your business, in dealings, negotiations. You're able to make your point crystal clear during this time. So Aries' Mercury in your third house in Gemini sign is only going to help you communicate effectively. You're very observing during this time. You can understand things better. Just be watchful of anxiety and stress as well, because Mercury in third house, though it's in its own sign and own house, but it can bring some kind of nervousness or a fickleness, wanting to move from things to things very quickly. So just be mindful of that kind of energy. Otherwise, it's a very effective energy where your communication, connection, and thinking is concerned. Now, there's a full moon on the 14th of June in the sign of Sagittarius, which is your ninth house. So awareness regarding your perception, you will come to some kind of ending, culmination, fulfillment, a realization, revelation, gratification regarding your ninth house matter, which is to do with traveling, learning, higher learning, your perspective, wider perspective. So maybe an education program has come to an end during this time, or maybe you understand where you want to go, moving forward. So whatever sort of realization, or maybe you're traveling abroad and you're coming back home during this time, or you're planning to go abroad, whatever the mindset as well around your traveling needs, Aries, you are definitely very much in tune in terms of how you want to explore the new territories. You want to explore people, you want to connect with things, you want to learn subjects, new subjects you want to learn. This full moon in the sign of Sagittarius is going to give you more awareness, more self-awareness as well. Now in the middle of the month, on the 18th of June and on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now Saturn is in a retrograde motion. So Venus in the sign of Taurus, which is a fixed sign, and Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, which is another fixed sign, is going to square. And on the 19th of June, the very next day, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So there's a challenging aspect with Venus, but there's also a positive one with Venus. Now when Venus and Saturn comes together in a challenging aspect, and for you Aries, it covers your second house and 11th house, which is your financial matter and your social circle, your group project, your hopes and wishes and future plans. So this can bring a certain sort of stress on you regarding your financial matter, and also connecting with people in terms of professional matters. So this can be a restrictive time where, you know, your hopes and wishes, where you want to expand your future plans, your progress, that can feel limited, and that can have an effect on your money matters as well, your financial matters. Now Venus is also to do with relationship matters, money matters, and 11th house has a social kind of energy. It's about friend circle. It is about friend circle. It's about social circle. It's about your professional circle, you know, your group projects and all that. So this square aspect can have a stressful effect on your relationship matters as well. And this can be any relationship. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship only. It can be any kind of relationship. So you may feel a bit stressed during this time, restricted, limited during this time. The growth that you're seeking may not come easy during this time. So just be mindful of this Venus squaring Saturn energy. Now the 19th of June, Venus in your second house will sextile Neptune in your 12th house. So second house is your value system, your money matters, your talents. And 12th house is the spiritual energy, imaginative, creative, artistic, sensitive, compassionate energy. So when Venus and Neptune aligns together harmoniously, what happens is it makes you more caring, more compassionate, more sensitive, more artistic. You're really displaying your Venus and Neptune side in a positive way. So you're more caring in a relationship and towards yourself as well, and whatever you value, your money matters and all that as well. You're a little bit more artistic and creatively inclined as well during this time in terms of Neptune in the 12th house. So your imagination, your spirituality, you're more compassionate. So you want to connect with people, socialize with people, and really be more sensitive and compassionate and more creative in your connections going forward. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Now Jupiter is in your sign, in the sign of Aries, since 10th of May. So it's bringing a lot of blessed, enhanced energy in your sense of self, in your self-image, the way you project yourself, your own personal destiny, priorities and all that. So it's bringing a lot of good energy. Now Mercury in the sign of Gemini in your third house is forming a positive alignment with this Jupiter. So this is a really brilliant time with your first house, third house energy really beautifully aligning. So your sense of self and your communication is very effective during this time. So your plans for the future, your decisions, whatever you want to make going forward, whatever future plans you have, goals and ambition and all that regarding yourself, regarding how you think, regarding your overall life perspective, regarding your overall life path as well. This is a great time to move things forward and, you know, make the decisions that you need to make going forward, some concrete decision. Now Jupiter is expansion, so it's going to make you very optimistic, hopeful as well regarding your future plans. And this can be anything related to third house matter as well, which is to do with negotiations, business dealings, business trips, communication, networking, you know, connecting with your local environment, whatever that might be. This is a very harmonious aspect to move things forward. Now Aries, on the 21st of June, Venus still in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your second house and 10th house energy, again beautifully aligning. So that's your career matters and your money matters. So you're very intensely connected. You're very desirous of you know, improving your life through career matters and money matters. So you want to really climb up the career ladder and increase your finances and move forward. And also your relationship matters as well, because Venus is relationship, Pluto is intensity. So there's a lot of more intensity in relationship. You want to connect with people on a deeper level during this time, and that can be people in your career or your environment, or just, you know, you connect through business or job or whatever that might be. So you very much want a deeper connection with people you are connecting, and this connection makes you very appealing, very impactful, very persuasive, very effective as well, where your financial matters is concerned, in terms of where your value system, your self-worth and connecting through your career matters are concerned. So there could be some kind of career growth that adds to your sense of self-worth, Aries. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus is going to move in the sign of Gemini. Now it was in the sign of Taurus, now it moves in the sign of Gemini on the 22nd of June and in your third house. So when Venus moves in your third house, it's about intellectual connection. On a more intellectual level, you want to articulate your feelings, express your feelings regarding, whatever you value, whatever connects with you, whatever, your future plans are. You're very passionate about all these things, and you want to really discuss or share as well. If you want to, or share your information, share your ideas as well. You want to really have that intellectual conversation, intellectual exchange, which is to do with what you're passionate about, what you value. It can be to do with your financial matters or relationship matters. But in the sign of Gemini, in your third house, speaking, communicating, connecting comes really easy for you during this time. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries sextiles Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now there is a lot of emphasis in your sign because there's Mars and Jupiter in your sign, in your first house. So there's a lot of focus on the self. Now 11th house is your social life. So your first house and your 11th house matter. Your social life and your own self image, how you project yourself, is connecting very positively during the last week of the month of June. So it's a very social time for you. It's a time to put yourself out there, connect with people, socialize with people, discuss your plans, ideas, future plans, whatever that might be. This is a great time, especially in terms of collaboration, coming together with people. So it's really a good time. Though Saturn is in a retrograde motion, but this could be a time when you're really reevaluating, introspecting on your decisions and what you want to do, how you want to go forward, or what you have done until now. Because Mars and Saturn connecting together, it makes you determined, it makes you focused. You're very structured in your plan and how you want to execute the plan. You're very efficient. You can really tackle any kind of limitations, obstacles, or difficulties in your in your path, in your goals, whatever goals and ambition you have. You want to move forward, and if there are any obstacles or limitations during this time, this sextile aspect between Mars and Saturn is going to give you that energy, that determination, that focus to be able to move forward. Now Aries, besides Saturn going retrograde in the month of June, there's also Neptune going retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 12th house. And in the last week, on the 28th of June, Neptune turns retrograde. Now Neptune is to do with our spirituality, our sensitivity, our compassion, our imagination, our dream world, our illusions, and all that. Now when Neptune goes retrograde, all these things are inward now. So you are stripping away, you are moving away from any kind of illusions or confusions regarding yourself. So you're moving away from any kind of illusions or confusion that you might have regarding your spirituality, regarding your subconscious pattern, your inner motivation, how you see life, how you see your own motivation going forward. So this is a good time to reevaluate your life direction regarding your inner motivation, your own development, your personal development, your own healing, your own well-being, and your own spiritual growth, Aries. Now Aries, on the very same day, on the 28th of June, there's a Cancer new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 4th house. So new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 4th house is a time for a new beginning, a fresh start in your home matters, your family matters, your own emotional, physical foundation. So this is a great time to have a fresh energy, even a fresh mindset. So whatever you have been doing until now in terms of how you see your home matters, how you see your family matters, and your own inner self as well, your own emotional side as well. There's an opportunity for fresh energy, fresh start in these matters. So you could be moving houses or looking for a place to move and fresh, or you have already moved and you're settling in. That could be the theme. Or just connecting with your home life, family life. Now to end the month, in the last week of the month of June, on the 28th of June itself, Venus will be sextiling Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So Venus is in the sign of Gemini, and Jupiter is in the sign of Aries. So it's going to form a very positive aspect. Now Venus is this beneficial energy. It's the energy of luxuries, beauty, money, relationship. And Jupiter is this beneficial energy of expansion, growth, good luck, blessing energy. So when these two energies combines together in your 3rd and 1st house matter, it's only going to enhance your sense of self. It's going to enhance your communication style. You're more effective, you're more appealing, more magnetic in terms of how you connect and socialize and how you communicate, and all this enhances your sense of self, your self-image towards the end of the month. So even even though you will feel some kind of restriction during the month where your social life and your money matters are concerned, Aries, but overall there's a great opportunity to enhance yourself, to grow yourself, and to focus on your goals and ambitions, and really, set the tone, strip away any kind of confusion, illusions that you might have, and really focus and introspect what you have been doing until now. So overall, Aries, make this month of June about analyzing old energies, what you have been doing, especially where your career matters are concerned and your place in the world is concerned. Business matters, career matters, job matters, your work related matters, and really find a balance in terms of how you want to project yourself, your hopes and wishes, your future plans, how you connect, how you communicate, how you value yourself, and what is your inner motivation, Aries. Taurus, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on yourself, on your careers, on your need for exploration, expansion, travel, learning, your money, your shared resources, your shared finances, your value system, your sense of self-worth, and also your social circle, your group projects, and how you communicate and connect with people. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus, in your sign, in your first house. Now on the 3rd of June, Mercury turns direct in your sign. So in the first house, any matters related to any goals, ambitions, any future plans, ideas, whatever you might have had until now which you were not able to implement, now is the time to move these things forward. Because while it was in your sign in a retrograde motion, you may have had some ideas how you want to move forward, your life path, what you want to do, and this is in terms of all areas of life, because when planets are in the first house, it kind of affects all areas of life because everything begins with yourself. So any plans and ideas that you may have had, this is the time to move those things forward. So now is the time to turn your ideas into concrete plan and move forward with more focus, more determination, and emphasis on tangible results, Taurus. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn turns retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, and for you it's the 10th house. Now Saturn has been in your 10th house since last year, so you may have been feeling a bit restless and limited where your career growth is concerned. Now when Saturn goes retrograde in your career house, this is the time to analyze and look deeper into what you have done until now, whatever you have achieved, and make plans and introspect into the decisions that you have made, especially related to your work, career, job, business, your public image, your reputation, all that. So this is a time to really look into deeply and introspect, and use the time to reassess and analyze all the decisions that you have made until now, your career decisions. Now with the retrograde energy, you will feel limited, restricted, restless as well, but this is the time to keep your focus and stay practical, more realistic in terms of your goals and ambition, where your career matter and your growth, just your life trajectory is concerned. It's a good idea to stay focused, especially your outward image, your external image, because 10th house is to do with outward image, your public image, your career, how you present yourself and how the world perceives you. So this is the time to analyze and have another look, introspect, and move forward and make realistic, practical decisions accordingly. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that is your first house and 9th house energy coming together in a beautiful trine aspect, which is a very harmonious, well-aligned, positive aspect. So Mercury in Taurus is about focusing on tangible results. So when Mercury comes together with Pluto, your communication style is more persuasive, more intense, you're more impactful, you're able to influence other people, you're more effective. And this positive aspect between Mercury and Pluto will also give you understanding, awareness to understand deeper feelings of other people and their motivation as well, and your motivation as well. So you'll be able to understand different perspective on a deeper level, and also your own motivations as well, Taurus. Now Taurus, on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus in your sign conjuncts Uranus in your sign Taurus. So Venus and Uranus are both together in your first house in your sign. So there's a lot of emphasis on you, on your self-image, how you project yourself, what you desire, what you want to, which path you want to take, where you want to go forward. Now Venus and Uranus, when it comes together, they can be sudden changes. there could be sudden and unexpected changes in your desires, what you want for yourself, how you want to project yourself, your appearance, you want to reinvent yourself and all that. So you're already going through Uranus for a few years. So you're already experiencing Uranus in your first house, Taurus, for a few years. So already going through a reboot in terms of your sense of self, your self-image, how you project yourself, your appearance, and your overall health. And now Venus coming together with Uranus, which is a planet of relationship, money matters, beauty, luxuries. It's a beneficial energy. So with Uranus together, you may understand your value system better, what you value, what you desire, your own inner desires. You're able to freely express yourself. You're more spontaneous, more creative, more artistic, more creative during this time in terms of how you want to project yourself. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Gemini in your second house. So second house is to do with your personal finance and your value system, your self-worth, your sense of self-worth. So Mercury in the sign of Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a good position. In your second house, your focus, your thinking, your perception, your mind, your outlook is all focused on your money making capabilities, your finances, how you can improve your financial situation, and also how to use your skills, capability, your communication, connections, network to improve your personal finance and also to improve your sense of self-worth. So during this time, you're definitely more social, more curious, more intellectually engaged with people in order to increase your financial situation or bring those money-making opportunities in your life, and hence increase your sense of self-worth. You feel valued as you connect with more people, you socialize with more people, you communicate with more people, you feel more valued. Now Sagittarius full moon is all about awareness around your knowledge, around your wisdom, around opportunity, your expansion, your self-awareness as well. So in the 8th house, which is a house of shared resources and shared finances, you will come to realization, or something will be revealed to you where your joint finances is concerned. Something will come to an end, or something will come to light regarding that, and this can lead to fulfillment, gratification, or need for adjustment or change because you understand the 8th house matters better. And this also include intimate bonds, and this can be personal or business, so you understand the dynamics better with this full moon energy in your 8th house. Now Sagittarius sign is a kind of a positive, upbeat kind of energy, so you may be able to find some kind of solution. Even if you feel things are not going well in terms of your joint resources, you will be able to find a solution going forward. Now in the middle of the month of June, on the 18th and 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus in your sign is going to form a square aspect with Saturn and a sextile aspect with Neptune. Now Aquarius is your 10th house, and Neptune, which is in Pisces, is in your 11th house. So your 10th house, 11th house energies are connecting with your sense of self, your own sign, your self-image. So your career matter and your collaboration, your social circle is connecting with your sense of self. Now where career matters are concerned, it's a little bit of a challenging aspect, so you may feel uneasy and there may be a need to refocus your energy in order to get the best out of it. And where your social circle is concerned, it is a positive energy, so you will be more creative, more connected, more compassionate, more sensitive while connecting with your your social circle, your friends, collaborators, group, whatever that might be. So you are finding a balance with your career during this time and connecting with your group, your social life, all that is moving upwards while you take care of your career matters and bring growth in there. Now Saturn is in the 10th house and in a retrograde motion, so you are feeling that energy of limitation and restriction in your career, and you may feel restless as well. So Venus squaring Saturn can bring this added stress because you're feeling this limitation to your growth, to your progress. So it can bring stress and tension. But the best way forward, Taurus, is to channel your energy constructively, refocus your energy, and find a solution going forward. Now, on the 28th of June, there's Mercury in the sign of Gemini, sextiling Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So your second house and 12th house axis is beautifully aligning during this third week of June. So Mercury in the sign of Gemini is in its own sign in your second house, so it's in a good position in terms of thinking and making future plans regarding your financial matter. And Jupiter is in your 12th house, which is about re-evaluating your life direction, looking at your motivation, healing yourself, personal development. That's what Jupiter in the 12th house is going to give you, because Jupiter in 12th house is almost like a spiritual protection. So with this Mercury aligning so beautifully with Jupiter in sign of Aries, your thinking, your future plan, all that is very much aligned for expansion. You want expansion in your life, but this is the time to re-evaluate what you have been planning until now and move forward after reassessing your situation. So definitely it's a very good time to use your skills and capability to achieve your future goals and ambitions, whatever you want, to bring that success, achievement in your life. This is a great time to do that, and you will be very good at, processing it as well in terms of the decisions you will need to make, the action you need to take. All that is going to be very positive, and you're very much aligned to move forward to bring that expansion, growth where your money matters are concerned. And there is an opportunity for spiritual growth and advancement and personal development, self-development, and healing as well, Taurus. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in your sign will trine Pluto in the 9th house. So 9th house is a house of belief systems, traveling, learning, exploring. It's a house of higher learning. It's a house of new opportunities, new territories, experiencing new energies, adventure, and connecting with your first house where Venus is. You'll feel this intensity and passion for relationship matters, for money matters, for exploration. You're very feeling intensely, deeply connected with these energy, and you want to travel, learn, grow, take on new opportunities, have adventure, have fun. You're definitely feeling more joy and satisfaction during this time, and you have increased desire for love and affection, and you're feeling all these on a very deep level, Taurus. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus is going to move in the sign of Gemini. Now it was in the sign of Taurus in your sign. Now it's going to move in the sign of Gemini in your second house on the 22nd of June. So Venus is going to bring a lot of beneficial energy in your financial matter, because Venus is a very beneficial energy. A second house is its natural house. It rules Taurus. So second house is a natural Taurus house. So in the second house, it's a good news for your financial matter, most definitely. So you can gain financially during this time by socializing, connecting, being more curious, being more intellectually engaged, using your speaking, communication, writing, expressing yourself to gain financially. Now the last week of the month of June, on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries in your 12th house is going to sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius in your 10th house. So 10th house and 12th house energy is aligning beautifully in the last week of June. So your career matter and your need for spiritual growth, spiritual advancement, healing, your understanding your inner motivation, personal development, all these is beautifully connecting with your career matter. So with Mars and Saturn together, you are more determined, more focused, you want tangible results, you want action, you're more structured, more disciplined in your way, you're more structured, more disciplined, you're working even behind the scene to bring these positive energy in your life, in your career matters, in your money matters, in your relationship. You're really ready to work hard and structure yourself behind the scene as well to gain professionally, financially, spiritually. Definitely it's a great energy, Mars and Saturn together. It gives you structure, crystallizes, and gives you form to whatever you have been working on. Now besides Saturn, Neptune also goes retrograde in the month of June. In the last week, on the 28th of June, Neptune turns retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 11th house. Now 11th house is your social circle, your group projects, your collaborations. Now Neptune is an energy which is to do with compassion, creativity, sensitivity, also illusions, delusions, confusion. So when it turns retrograde, all these energies may be stripping away. You may be releasing all this energy because things are more clear, you can understand things better, there's less confusion. And when it comes to 11th house matter, your group project, collaborations, and all that, whatever that was not clear until now, with the retrograde Neptune, it may become a little bit less confusing, and you can understand things better to take on those opportunities of growth, professional gains, future plans, hopes and wishes, all those things. It becomes a little bit clearer, especially if you have any if you had any delusions or illusions regarding the realities of the opportunities that's available to you regarding your group project. So if there were any delusions or illusions related to that, all those will be stripped away, and you will get a better picture of where you stand professionally in terms of your group and collaborations. Now on the 28th of June itself, on the day Neptune goes retrograde, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer. Now a Cancer new moon is all about new beginning in your emotional and physical foundation. So wherever you feel safe, your home, your family, so there's an opportunity for new beginning there. Now it is in your third house of communication, connection, daily environment and relatives. So you may be connecting more during this time with your daily environment, and maybe a new beginning in terms of how you connect with your near and dear ones, your close ties, or just how you communicate, how you connect. Maybe you're bringing more sensitivity, more emotions in the way you are communicating during this time and going forward. Now to end the month of June, Taurus, on the 28th of June, there is a Venus sextiling Jupiter. So Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that second house and 12th house energy again is very beautifully aligned. Now Jupiter and Venus both have beneficial energy. Both are about prosperity, abundance, beauty, luxury, expansion, growth, progress. And when it comes to your second and 12th house, your money house and the house of your personal development, there's only good news in the month of June towards the end. So use this time to really develop yourself, grow yourself, also your sense of self-worth, and your financial opportunities will come your way. So overall, Taurus, the month of June for you is a lot about yourself, about your self-worth, your financial matter, your own motivation, inner motivation, your spiritual growth, your self-development and your healing. So there's a lot of opportunity to focus and project yourself the way you want, and you will experience some kind of sudden changes, more desires for growth in your career and financial matter in this month, Taurus. Geminis, for you in the month of June 2022, there's a lot of focus on yourself, on your subconscious mind, your internal motivation, on your spirituality, your spiritual growth, your need for knowledge, expansion, exploration, also your relationship and your mutual gains and career, social circle, self, and just your reputation, your public reputation. So all these matters are very much in focus in the month of June. Now Geminis, you're ruled by the sign of Mercury, and Mercury is retrograde as the month begins, but it goes direct on the 3rd of June. So the first 2 days it's still in a retrograde motion, but it goes direct on the 3rd of June in the sign of Taurus. Now Taurus for you is the 12th house of your subconscious self, your spiritual growth, your past pattern, old patterns. So when Mercury turns direct, your thinking, communication, connection, all those gets a cosmic green light to move forward. Any disruptions, any mishaps that you may have faced in terms of your own growth, in terms of communication, or in terms of understanding your internal motivation or life direction. If you're evaluating past situations during this time, you may have faced some kind of a confusion or disruption until now, but from 3rd of June things move forward. Now Mercury still is in your 12th house until the mid of June, until 13th of June when it moves in your sign, in your first house. So until then, the plans, the goals, the ideas, whatever you want to bring to the forth out in the world may not materialize until when it moves in your sign in the first house on the 13th of June. So first 12-13 days of the month of June, Mercury, your ruler, is still in the 12th house. So this is a good time to plan your action, prepare whatever you want to bring out in the world later on. So this is a good time to focus and be more determined in terms of what you want to do, what you want to communicate, how you want to connect. All these things can start to move forward after 13th of June when it's in your first house. But until then, even though it turns direct, and things starts to move forward as compared to when it was in retrograde motion. But until 13th of June, things may not come into life, or it may not or it may not be concrete or solidify until then. So things will solidify. Your plans and action, your ideas, plans, whatever that is, will be concrete and practical later on. But until 13th of June, it's time to plan your call of action. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn is going to turn retrograde, Geminis, in your 9th house, in the sign of Aquarius. Now 9th house is the exploration, knowledge, wisdom, travel, learning kind of house. Now Saturn will be retrograde here for the next 5 months. So with Saturn retrograde in your 9th house, there can be limitations, delays, a restriction in 9th house matter. So learning, traveling, connection, especially overseas connection, distant connection, all these matters can be a little bit slow, or you may feel limited, or you may feel restlessness as well in your 9th house matter. It may feel like the things are not moving forward. Even if you want to say travel abroad, or you want to learn something new, things are going slow. But this is a good time to really evaluate and really look at your plan. Are they realistic? Are they practical? Because Saturn wants you to reevaluate your plan and make it more realistic and practical. That's what Saturn wants, so that it can work in the long run. So definitely with Saturn in Aquarius in your 9th house, this is the time to really look at your belief system, your learning, traveling, and you're just your own perspective as well, and comparing it with the wider perspective. So really being open to exploration, and not just to physical and not just physical exploration, but also exploration of mind. So you are really expanding your mind, and this is a great time to really go deeper and reevaluate where you're heading, and if what you think, your belief system is in tune with where you're heading. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus is going to trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 12th house and 8th house axis trining together. Now 12th house and 8th house axis both have this hidden mysterious element to it. So when Mercury comes together with Pluto in a hidden house, your communication can be very intense, persuasive as well, but it may not be fully upfront. Now it is a trine aspect, so you're able to understand people deeply during this time. Whatever you're connecting people, you're connecting, there's more awareness. With Pluto going, your mind is going deeper. You are really digging deeper in terms of what you're thinking, your communication, your thought process, your opinion, mindset, outlook. All that is going through a transformation, and it's a deep transformation. So you're understanding your surrounding better, and you're able to make decisions better, prepare yourself better, how you see your value among others, Geminis. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus again, and this is again 12th house energy. There is a lot of emphasis in 12th house in the month of June for you. So Venus together with Uranus in your 12th house. Now Venus is all about relationship and all money matters, and Uranus is this sudden change, drastic change, game changing. It is a very progressive kind of energy. So Venus in your 12th house with Uranus can bring a change, unexpected change to what you desire, what you want, what you value in your relationship and your money matters. And it's in the 12th house, so it will lead to healing, it will lead to spiritual growth, advancement. Again, this is a great time to really focus on your well-being. Maybe yoga, meditation will be really good for you to handle this ever-changing energy of Uranus in the 12th house. So Venus is your desires, what you value, and this is a great time to relook at what you value, and it will change. Your relationship can change, your money matters can change, and it can all lead to healing going forward. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury moves in your first house in your sign. So this is brilliant time. You're more communicative, you're more social, you're more curious now. You really want to you really want to connect with people, and you're also very much thinking about yourself, how you're projecting yourself, your own personal priority, your destiny, your life path, your appearance. Everything is, you're thinking about these things, and your mind is also very sharp during this time, Geminis. You are able to grasp things faster. You can understand people, their motivations as well, your motivation as well, and you're definitely very much interested in socializing, connecting. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius, which is your opposite sign, so in the 7th house. Now full moon in the sign of Sagittarius brings some kind of fulfillment, culmination, ending in your relationship matters. So if there was something that was started in the past or in the last 6 months, you will see some kind of, culmination in those matters during this full moon in Sagittarius. Now it will also lead to growth, because Sagittarius is the sign of growth, expansion, wisdom, knowledge, and all that. So with full moon here, something will come to your awareness. You will be enlightened, more awakened, and your perspective will change about your life, about the larger perspective, your belief system. All this is going through massive change. Now Gemini, in the last couple of years, there was eclipses on your axis, on the Gemini Sagittarius axis. So you went through a lot of transformation in yourself and in your relationship. So you went through a lot of transformation within yourself and your relationship. So this Sagittarius full moon in your 7th house brings everything to a culmination, to whatever you went through in the last couple of years in terms of relationship with yourself and others. So it is a time of moving on. It's a time of moving forward with greater wisdom and more awareness. Now, on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now, Taurus and Aquarius is your 12th house and 9th house, and it's a square aspect. So when Venus squares with Saturn, it can bring stressful energy in your love life or relationship matters, or even money matters, because Venus represents that. Now, on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 12th house and 9th house energy. Now, when Venus and Saturn squares, it can bring some kind of stress due to limitations and delays in relationship, in money matters, or your understanding of things, understanding of your relationship, understanding of your money matter. There can be some kind of delays and restrictions, limitations during this time, and that can really and that can cause a bit of anxiety or stress during this time. So the best thing to do is to bring more harmony in relationship, and not to ignore people around you, your loved ones or significant others during this time. So you may be focused on something, maybe it's exploration or your own healing you're focused on, but don't ignore your relationship, and try to bring a balance, a harmony in your relationship and money matters during this time, Geminis. Now, on the 19th of June, Venus, again in the sign of Taurus in your 12th house, sextiles Neptune in Pisces in your 10th house. Now, Venus and Neptune, when it's sextiles, forms a positive aspect in 10th and 12th house. This is a great time for your career. This is a great time for creativity, artistic expression, love, affection, a nice time, fun time, loving time, and also a time of compassion and sensitivity, where your reputation is concerned, how you're projected, and on your healing. So your reputation and healing is very well aligned during this time. So you will be more caring, more romantic, more sensitive during this time, especially in relationship, because Venus is relationship and your significant person in your life. So definitely in your romantic relationship, you are bringing sensitivity, compassion, romance, care, pleasure, love, and all that. So this is a good aspect. And with 10th house coming into play, your reputation, your career, your external validation, all that is very appealing during this time. You are coming across very appealing in your projection as well, Geminis. Now, on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini in your house, in your sign, sextiles Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 1st house and 11th house axis is beautifully aligned. Now, Mercury and Jupiter, when it comes together, it gives you awareness. It gives you, your thinking is clear, your communication is clear and effective and expansive. It's very hopeful, optimistic. And when it connects with your 11th house of group projects, collaboration, your friend circle, social circle, connecting with yourself, your self-image, this is a brilliant time. This is a great time of growth. This is a time to plan your future, because 11th house has the energy of future plan, future growth. So this is a brilliant time to plan your future. Your decision making is also very sharp during this time, and this helps you make these future plans and solidify and crystallize these future plans as well, because Jupiter is a very beneficial energy, and coming together with Mercury, which is your ruler and the planet of your mind and communication, this is a great time to really look to the future and plan for the future. Now, on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 12th house and 8th house energy coming together in a very positive, supportive aspect. So Venus again is your relationship, your money matters, coming together with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, which is intensity and passion. So you're very intense and passionate in your relationship and the things that brings you joy and and satisfaction, Gemini. And you feel very deeply and intensely about loved ones, especially your significant other or a committed partner or any partner, love partner. You feel very intense towards them during this time, Geminis. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus is in the sign of Gemini in your first house. So Mercury is already there. Now Venus also enters your first house. So Venus in your first house is again very good energy for relationship matters. And in the sign of Gemini is going to be a lot about communication, connection, socializing as well. So it's a good time for pleasure, love, joy, affection, all that, and also, you know, socializing a lot. And it will make you feel very good because your sense of self will be boosted. You'll feel more in tune with yourself, you know, feel more love, affection. You'll feel more love and affection towards other and also receive it because you're coming across very magnetic, appealing as well with Venus in your first house. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries sextiles Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 11th house and 9th house energy coming into play. So again, this is a time of exploration. This is a time of future plans, future goals. When Mars and Saturn comes together in a positive aspect, it makes you very determined, very focused. You want to succeed, you want to move forward in career matters, in your life matters. You have future plans, future goals. You want to explore new opportunities, grow, expand. Also awareness. We want to create more awareness, and you're very much determined to, you know, move forward. And you're very determined in these matters. You want to come across very efficient, very attentive, very ethical in your work matters, in your career matters. So this Mars together with Saturn is a very good energy for future plans, to explore, to, you know, career matters, collaboration, group projects and all that. Now on 28th of June, Neptune turns retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 10th house. The 10th house is your career matter. So when Neptune goes retro, now Neptune is the energy that can bring confusion and delusion, and it also brings compassion, sensitivity and art and creativity. So when Neptune goes retrograde in your 10th house, in the house of career and your public reputation, it strips away any kind of illusion, any kind of unrealistic expectations, and makes you see things more clearly in terms of your career matter, your public image. So you don't have any delusions regarding your public image and reputation and career matters during this time. And you know, your need for external validation, probably you're turning a little bit more inward, you're turning introspective, you're focusing more on your healing, you're focusing more on yourself, maybe retreating as well, maybe retreating from your career matters during this time, taking a break and just focusing on your health, on your healing, on your well-being, because Neptune rules Pisces, which is the energy of 12th house, which is about healing, your well-being, you know, your spiritual growth. So when Neptune is retrograde, you may be retreating yourself from career matters, and you know, any delusions you have regarding your public image, reputation, your professional matter, business matter, you may be, you know, introspecting and contemplating during this time, going within and, you know, really focusing on your spiritual growth, Geminis. Now on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your second house. Now second house is the house of your personal finance and your self-worth. So when a new moon occurs in your second house, now Cancer is a sign of nurturance, it's a sign of security, finding security, a belonging, a sense of belonging. So with a new moon occurring in your second house, this is a time for new beginning in your personal finance. And this Cancer new moon will also give you the sense of security and stability to move on from past pattern, to bring new energy, especially past conditioning, childhood conditioning, or any past issues or problems that may have arisen in your home environment or in your personal finance, because Cancer is the 4th house energy, which is to do with your home, your roots. So any issues, or you know, or your personal finance, because it's in the second house, or just your own emotional, physical foundation, this is a time for a fresh start, new start, to find security and stability going forward. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini in your house, in your first house, will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries in your 11th house. So that's your first house and 11th house energy, and with Venus and Jupiter coming together in a supportive aspect. Now Venus and Jupiter both are beneficial, blessed energy, and it relates to expansion, growth, knowledge, relationship, romance, money, all these. And Jupiter brings this positive growth energy to all these matters. So this is a great time for collaboration, coming together, friend circle, professional gains, your future plans, hopes and wishes, all these. And it's aligning very well with your projection, your self-image, your how you're perceived outwardly in the world. So this is a really great time, Geminis, for growth, your own growth, your sense of self-worth, and your value system, how you value yourself. That comes to more your sense of self-worth, how you value yourself. You get better awareness, more awareness, a more understanding regarding this going forward, and you value yourself more, Geminis. So Geminis, overall, the month of June 2022 is all about growth. It's all about inner growth, spiritual growth, and also to create more awareness regarding what your needs are, where your healing is, what's important to you, and what's good for you. And what's good for you, what brings you joy, what brings you joy, your relationship, new relationship, love, romance, all these is very good. This month is really good to focus on relationship matters and bring affection, intensity, passion, care, sensitivity, and all that in your relationship matters, and your relationship with yourself as well, Geminis. Cancer, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your social circle, on your shared finances, on your relationship, your internal motivation, your spiritual growth, your work, health matters, your career matters, your reputation, public reputation, your professional matters, your need to grow, expand, gain knowledge, travel, and also a lot on your self-image, your sense of self. So Cancer, the month of June opens with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus in your 11th house. Now on the 3rd of June, this Mercury will go direct in your 11th house. So Mercury in the sign of Taurus is very focused, very determined for material gains. And in your 11th house, it's definitely looking at your social circle, your collaboration, group projects, and all that. And also your future plans, hopes and wishes, and professional gains. So when Mercury goes direct, all these plans, any future plans that you might have, can move forward. Now, if you felt disrupted or things not moving forward in terms of your ideas, plans, and whatever that might be in terms of your group project, social setting, your professional matters, your collaborative matters, if these things were not moving forward, or you had to face disruptions in these matters, especially with communication or misunderstanding or whatever misinterpretation, then with this Mercury going direct, things will move forward, and you will have better, and you will be able to connect with people in your surrounding, in your social circle, and in your in your professional matters better moving forward. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn will turn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius in your 8th house. Now 8th house is the house of your shared finances and shared resources. It's also the house of intimate bonds and mutual gains, mutual investments, mutually benefiting financial scenarios. Now when Saturn turns retrograde, you may feel the plans that you have regarding your financial matters, especially shared finances, is not moving forward, or is not moving as you would like. So things may slow down, you may feel limited, restricted for the next 5 months. So this is a good time to introspect and really look at your plans. Are they realistic? Are they practical? Can you really build something on it in terms of your resources? So Saturn is a very karmic energy. So Saturn is a very karmic energy, and when it comes in your 8th house of transformation, this is a time you will go through a kind of a deeper transformation regarding your shared finances and shared resources, your understanding of your value, your worth in a in a collaboration, in a union, when you come together for mutual gains. This is the time to understand that. And also this is a good time to introspect and reevaluate, if you want to build resources together in terms of mutual gains, in terms of coming together in mutual gains, and what is your contribution in the union? What do you bring to the table? So all these things is going through a So all these things are going through a reassessment while Saturn is retrograde, and it's asking you to be more practical, more realistic in your approach when dealing with these matters. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus in your 11th house will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn in your 7th house. So 11th house is a house of social circle, and 7th house is the house of one-to-one interaction. So Mercury, when it comes together with Pluto, your communication is very intense, very persuasive, very impactful. So in a social setting or in a professional setting, whether it's business partnership or personal relationship or collaborative, a group, a project kind of setup, teamwork, whatever that might be, or in an organization, you are very intense and persuasive. You're able to make an impact with your speech, with your communication, with your thinking, how you process ideas, how you share information, your skills and capabilities. All that is very much well received because you are very impactful, very persuasive in the way you interact and the way you communicate. So this is a good energy to move things forward in terms of joining a new group or collaboration, or moving forward in terms of whatever your future plans, hopes and wishes are, Cancer. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus in your 11th house will conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus again in your 11th house. So when Venus and Uranus comes together in your 11th house, you can experience some kind of unexpected change in your desire or things you value. And in your 11th house, it has to do with your social setting, your group project, collaboration, organization, future plans, hopes and wishes and all that. So you're going through an unexpected change, a sudden change in your 11th house matter, and this can be due to dissatisfaction with the current situation, and hence you want to bring a change in your social setting and move forward, or whatever the current situation is not bringing you growth and change and progress, because Uranus is the energy of progress, moving forward, thinking outside the box. So Venus is your desire, what you value, and you want to create this change in your social, the way you socialize, in your relationships and all that. And this can be business relationship and personal, both. But in the 11th house is to do with your organization, you're part of, group, teamwork, your peers, associates, acquaintances, professional colleagues, professional matters and all that, collaborations and all that, Cancer. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury will enter the sign of Gemini in your 12th house. Now Mercury in the sign of Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a good position in terms of sign, but in the 12th house it can bring some kind of self-doubt regarding the way you're communicating, or you're thinking. You may be doubting yourself in terms of what you're thinking and how you want to communicate. So this is a good time to really introspect, take a break, think over your plans, your skills, think over your plans and ideas, what you want to bring forth, also your skills and capability, the way you communicate, the way you connect, you're learning. If you need to learn something, retrain yourself, you could look into that as well with the 12th house energy, which is about spiritual growth, which is about past pattern, which is to do with taking a break, retreating, or preparing yourself in terms of communication and all that. So in the 12th house, Mercury in Gemini is a great position, but in the 12th house it can bring some kind of nervous energy, or worry, or due to self-doubt, or can bring distractions as well, or withdrawal. In terms of your mental aptitude, you may be retreating and not as forthcoming as you would like in terms of the way you communicate during this time. So focus on yourself, on your well-being, on your thought process, and reevaluate your life direction on whatever you want to achieve going forward. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 6th house. Now a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius is going to bring more awareness, realization, revelation, even culmination and ending in your 6th house matter, which is work and health matter. So you may get better understanding. Now Sagittarius is a sign of knowledge, it's a sign of wisdom, it's a sign of creating awareness, seeking the truth. So in your 6th house, it's about understanding your work and health matters better, creating more understanding, more awareness, so that you can release yourself from past patterns and move forward. So if there is any kind of work situation or past work situation, that may come to a culmination during this time. Also health matters, maybe you'll get better understanding of your health matters. Also if there was something started in the past, that may come to a culmination as well during this time. So it's a good time to expand your mind and knowledge regarding your work and health matter, and create more understanding regarding how you want to move forward, how you want to be more productive, more useful in your daily life. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 11th house and 8th house energy squaring. Now square is a challenging aspect, so you need to channel your energy, refocus your energy in a constructive way to bring growth in these matters. Now Venus and Saturn, when squares together, it can bring stress and anxiety in your relationship or your money matters. Now it is in the 11th and 8th house. So 11th house is your social circle and 8th house is your shared finances. So if you're coming together in a collaboration for mutual gains, you may feel anxiety or stress due to delays and restrictions in moving forward. So that can affect the way you socialize, the way you work in a group, and your money matters, your shared finances, your shared value, the value that you bring to the table in a group project. So there may be some kind of stressful situation regarding these energies. Maybe there's a change in your social circle, and that is affecting your money that you can make in a union. So that could be a theme as well. So just channel your energy better, understand, create more awareness in order to move forward, Cancer. So understand your desires, what you desire, and be more realistic and practical in order to move forward, Cancer. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So that's your 11th house and 9th house energy. Now 11th house is your social circle, your group circle house, and 9th house is about learning, traveling, wisdom, knowledge, seeking truth, new territories, new opportunities, and all that. So Venus, when sextiles with Neptune, this is a great time for love, compassion, affection, creativity in your relationship, in your interaction, the way you interact, even in your money matters. And with 11th and 9th house energy coming together, which is a house of exploration and new encounters, connecting with people, exploring, expanding, being open-minded, understanding different people's perspectives, coming together to work together to achieve something together. So Venus and Neptune together is going to give you a lot of sensitivity, compassion, affection as well, creativity, spirituality, awareness, understanding, all that, to make things happen, to move on your path, on your future path, on your future path, your goals and wishes, whatever you have. You'll be a little bit more connected with your desire and what you want in terms of your artistic self, your spiritual side. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. That's your 12th house and 10th house. Now Mercury is in your 12th house and Jupiter is in your 10th house. Now Jupiter being in the 10th house, it's great time for your career matters, for your public image, or to create more awareness regarding your career matters. You may also feel a lot hopeful, optimistic regarding career growth during this time. Now when Mercury connects with Jupiter in a positive aspect, it creates more awareness, more understanding in terms of how you see people, other people's motivation, other people's understand you understand other people better, you understand yourself better as well, your perception, your public image, how you are perceived externally. All these you understand intuitively, because Mercury in 12th house though can give self-doubt, but it can also give you intuition, trusting your intuition through introspection, and this can give you a better understanding of what you want in your career matters, create more awareness in your career matters, where you want to go from here, what your future plans are, and how you want to be perceived moving forward. So this is a great time to really look deeply and understand what you want, your whatever your life path is, life direction is. It's a great time to reevaluate as well, create more awareness in order to move forward, Cancer. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 11th house and 7th house energy coming together in a harmonious aspect. So Venus Venus in the sign of Taurus, it's in its own sign and in your 11th house. It's creating a social environment very conducive to your liking, what you desire. So whatever you want, this is a great time to really go for it in terms of your social setting and group projects and collaborations. Now, trining with Pluto in the 7th house, it creates intensity in terms of your relationship, in terms of the way you interact. You're more affection, you want deeper connection in your relationship and your partnership during this time. You want to bring more intensity, more love and affection in your relationship matters. And 11th house and 7th house connecting, it's to do with your social interaction, friend circle, partnership, both business and personal. So this is a great time to be more affectionate and be open to relationship matters. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus will move in the sign of Gemini in your 12th house. Now Mercury is already in your 12th house. Now Venus joining in 12th house is going to make you curious regarding social interaction. You're definitely interested in sharing ideas, and you want to share your ideas in an articulate way, and especially what you desire, what's of value to you in terms of relationship and money matters as well. Now Venus in 12th house is in a good position in terms of house placement, because it gets directional strength, and it gives you a lot of creativity, sensitivity, affection, inspiration as well. So this is a great time for writing. So this could be a great time to plan any kind of writing, speaking, communication, public speaking, anything that you want to do when Venus and when Venus and Mercury moves in your first house, Cancer, in a few weeks time. So this is a great time to prepare, plan those how you want to communicate going forward. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries will sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So Aries is your 10th house and Aquarius is your 8th house, and it's a sextile aspect. So when Mars and Saturn connects together, it gives you determination, focus, it gives you stronger work ethic, it gives you makes you more efficient as well in terms of your career matters, your public image, your life direction, and also your money matters, how you value yourself, how others value you, what you bring to the table, what is your contribution in building resources together, or coming together in a union for mutual gains, investment and all that. So this is a great time to work hard, be more proactive, be more efficient, productive in order to take your career forward and improve your financial situation. Now you may feel a bit restricted in your financial situation because Saturn is retrograde in there, but this is time to really use this Mars energy in your career matter to move things forward in a more principled, ethical, realistic, practical way. Now Cancer, on the 28th of June, Neptune is going to turn retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 9th house. Now with Neptune in your 9th house, you may have this kind of belief or sense of possibility that anything is possible. You can expand as much as you want, and there's no sense of boundary. You will feel limitless in terms of your expansion. Now with Neptune turning retrograde, any delusion regarding your belief system, your perspective, your faith, if there are any kind of delusions or confusion, that will be stripped away. You will get better understanding, more awareness, and this will come through compassion, through sensitivity, through understanding and seeing things more spiritually. Now 9th house is a spiritual energy. It can create a sense of limitless faith, trust in the universe or in yourself. You think anything is possible. But with Neptune turning retrograde, you will get understanding, delusions and confusion will be removed, and you will understand your faith, your viewpoint and other people's viewpoint better moving forward, Cancer. Now on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your sign in your first house. Now Cancer, when a new moon occurs in your first house, this is a kind of a start of your personal new year. So this is a great time to begin something new in terms of your self-image, maybe your health matters or the way you project yourself. Maybe you can change your appearance, a makeover, reinvent yourself, or look at your personal priority, your destiny, your life path differently. Bring fresh energy in there for the next 6 months, so that you can see the outcomes coming, so that you can see the energies unfolding for the next 6 months. Now Cancer is the energy of creating security, so this is a great time to develop a sense of self-image that gives you a sense of security, Cancer. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So Venus in Gemini is your 12th house and Jupiter in the sign of Aries is in your 10th house. So when Venus and Jupiter comes together, which are beneficial energy, Venus and Jupiter are planetary energy that's very auspicious, very beneficial, brings abundance, brings prosperity, expansion, growth, spiritual growth, material growth. So with the 12th house and 10th house energy combining, this is a great time for career growth by creating more awareness and understanding what you desire better. So you'll have better understanding in terms of your relationship and money matters in order to move forward, create more awareness in your career matters, professional matters, your outward image, how you're perceived by the world, your public image and all that. So this is a great time to really look deeply and create more awareness, reevaluate your life direction, reevaluate what you desire, what is of value to you, and move forward, Cancer. So overall, Cancer, the month of June 2022 is going to be a lot about your social circle, your friend circle, your collaborators, your finances, shared finances, your spiritual growth, your career matters, your relationship matters, Cancer. Leos, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your career matter, your public reputation, your calling in life, your life direction, your life path. Also your social circle, your relationship matters, your work and health matters, your spirituality, spiritual growth, your creative expression, your self-expression, your self-worth, your spiritual growth, your need for knowledge and exploration and expansion. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus in your 10th house. Now on the 3rd of June, this Mercury will go direct. So any ideas, plans that you had regarding your career matter or public image or reputation or, your outward projection will be able to move forward, because until then you may have felt some kind of disruptions, delays, some kind of misinterpretation or misunderstanding regarding your career matters or lack of awareness regarding career matters. So on the 3rd of June, when Mercury turns retrograde in your career house, things can move forward. So whatever your ideas and plans you had, now you can solidify it. Now you can make them concrete and really bring the career growth or career opportunities in your life. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn will turn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius in your 7th house. Now a retrograde Saturn in the 7th house can bring more limitations, restriction in terms of the growth that you are seeking in your relationship matters or interaction, social interaction. This can be personal or business, both ways, Leos. So with a retrograde Saturn in your 7th house, you may feel restricted or limited in regards to your relationship matter. So if you want to take your relationship further, move it forward, be it personal or business, you may feel a bit restricted during this time. Now this is the time to look at your relationship in a more realistic, practical, sensible way, so that you can create a solid ground and build solid relationship on it. So this is a time to contemplate, introspect and build relationship. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will be trining Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Now Taurus again is your 10th house and Capricorn is your 6th house. So that's your 10th house of career and 6th house of work, daily routine and health matters is trining beautifully. Now when Mercury and Pluto comes together, your communication is very intense, impactful, very persuasive. So you're coming across your skills and capabilities, your connections, the way you communicate, your ideas, information, your mindset, all that is very sharp and very intense. So you're able to communicate effectively. You're able to understand your motivation and other people's motivation as well, more deeply, more intensely. So this gives you an upper hand in terms of awareness, in terms of how to take things forward with your work and career matters, and gives you the ability to see what's going on and create more harmony in your work and career matters going forward. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus in your 10th house. Now when Venus and Uranus comes together in your 10th house, it can bring sudden changes to what you desire, what you value, and this can be in terms of relationship matters, money matters, socializing, interaction, and it is in your 10th house. So it could do with what you desire in your career matters, how you want to project yourself, your public image, reputation, your career growth. This Venus coming together with Uranus can break you free from stuck energy in terms of how you want to project yourself. You could now think freely, communicate freely, project yourself freely as well as you desire going forward, Leo. So this is a great time this is a great time to bring more value in your career and bring changes in your career to progress, wherever you want to go from here, Leos. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Gemini in your 11th house. Now Mercury is in its own sign, in the sign of Gemini, and in the 11th house, which is about socializing, connecting, working in a group, collaborating and all that. So Mercury in the 11th house is actually a good position. It helps you communicate effectively, connect effectively as well in your social setting, in collaboration. So whatever you desire to achieve, you can communicate better and connect with people to come together for group activities. And it also gives you skills and capabilities. Your associates and acquaintances, in your professional setup can see your skills and capability, what you bring to the table, what is your contribution in a group activity. So this is a positive time for growth. So this is a positive time especially for communication, socializing, being more curious, being more intellectually engaged in a social setting, and really observe and communicate in a group setting better, Leos. Now in a group setting and really communicate and contribute better in a group setting or an organization or a collaboration, or with the larger public, people at large, communicating, connecting. This energy makes it a lot more easier to communicate and be effective. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 5th house. Now Sagittarius is the sign of expansion, of knowledge, of wisdom, of growth. So in the 5th house, this full moon can bring revelation or understanding or culmination, or gratification, fulfillment in terms of your 5th house matter, which is to do with your creative expression, which is to do with your love life, your romance, your children. So this time can be very fulfilling, very socializing, very expansive in terms of 5th house matter. And if there were any past issues, this is a time to readjust or make changes in order to move forward in terms of how you express yourself, how you connect with people, your loved ones, the need to have fun time, entertainment, amusement, all those things, bring those energies in your life going forward. So you'll be able to do that more because there's more clarity, more awareness regarding where you are in terms of your own perspective, your own expression, how you see things, how you connect with people on a daily basis, in terms of what connects with your heart, what is at your in terms of what connects with your heart and what you desire, Leos. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus in your 10th house will square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius in your 7th house. Now when Venus and Saturn comes together in a challenging aspect, it can create stressful situation in your relationship or your money matters, and this can be due to restrictions and limitations and delays in terms of these matters, relationship, career matters, growth, money matters and all that. So there can be some kind of so there could be a need to channel your energy, refocus your energy in a way to bring growth, to have a different perspective, to understand, or find another way of dealing with these matters in terms of your career matters, your relationship, your money matters and all that, Leos. Now on the 19th of June, Venus again in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces in your 8th house. So that's your 10th house and 8th house energies coming together positively. So Venus in Taurus sextiling Neptune is a time of creativity, compassion, sensitivity, relationship, money matters, connecting together with people in your life in terms of your career matters, how you project yourself outwardly, and also your intimate relationship, your loved ones, your significant others, your business partnership as well. So whatever that might, the gains that you get from these relationship is coming together in a very harmonious way. So this is a very imaginative and inspirational time. It's also very romantic, affectionate time. So you may desire more love and affection during this time, more intimate time, more romantic time together in your relationship, Leos. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini in your 11th house will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries in your 9th house. Now when Mercury and Jupiter comes together in a positive aspect, it basically expands your mind. It makes you communicative, so more social, more curious, and more aware of your situation and of your life. So 11th house and 9th house energy is to do with exploring, socializing, connecting, collaborating, new experiences, new adventures. So with Mercury and Jupiter coming together, you're definitely thinking about the future opportunities, new territories, new adventure, new collaborations and all that. And your decision making and your thinking is also very clear. You can visualize what you want for your future, and this is a great time to really go for it as well, because Jupiter is the blessed energy, and in your 9th house it's bringing a lot of exploration, adventure, expansion, growth, traveling, learning, wisdom, knowledge and all that. And with Mercury in your 11th house, really connecting you with like-minded people to come together to create something, Leos. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 10th and 6th house. Career matters, work matters, health matters coming together very beautifully. Now Venus in your career house is about your desire, what you desire in your career matters. And Pluto in the 6th house, it's making you really transform your daily life, your daily habit, how you structure your day, your routines, how your productivity, your usefulness and all that. So when it comes together, it creates a lot of desire, intensity, and really gives you a lot of joy in connecting with what you do in terms of your career matters, work matters, how you connect both the houses energy. Gives you a lot of intensity, desire, a deeper connection with these energies, and you're really devoted in terms of moving forward these matters, bringing growth and progress in your career and work matters, and your health matters as well. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus is going to enter the sign of Gemini in your 11th house. Now Mercury is already in the sign of Gemini. Now Venus also enters your social house, your house of collaboration and organization, working in a group project, group activities and social circle. So Venus in 11th house will create a lot of friendly atmosphere. You're socializing, connecting with people, and you're very appealing and magnetic as well. Now Mercury is already there, so you're very much impressive and impactful in your speech, the way you communicate. And with Venus coming in 11th house, you're really coming across very appealing to public, to people, to the masses, to whomever you are working together in a collaboration or a group activities and all that. So this is really a beneficial time in terms of intellectual communication, socializing, being more curious in terms of your group project collaborations, also your future plans, hopes and wishes, whatever you have. So this is a great time to really be more connected and really understand and move forward in what you desire, what you value and all that, Leos. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries in your 9th house will sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius in your 7th house. Now that's your 9th house and 7th house energies coming together. So your need for traveling, learning, exploring, expanding, connecting with, socializing and interacting. So this is a great time to really create relationship or interact on your travels, or through learning, or through connecting with people you have never connected before. Now Mars and Saturn energy is a very determined, focused energy. So it brings a lot of ethical work, relationship, your own ethics and principle regarding work matters is very strong. You want to be productive, efficient as well. Now this could be in a business relationship, or working overseas, or connecting with overseas people in terms of it could be for future opportunities, or it could be for learning as well. Maybe you're doing higher learning, where you're very determined to bring these energy in terms of exploring what you can learn and grow into, basically expanding your horizon, and you're very keen and determined to do that, Leos. Now on the 28th of June, Neptune is going to turn retrograde in your 8th house in the sign of Pisces. Now Neptune in 8th house creates a kind of a confusion and blurriness in your shared finances, shared resources. So with Neptune going retrograde in your 8th house, any delusion, confusion regarding your financial matter or your intimate matters is stripped away. So here you get a better control of what's happening, or a chance to control and manage things better, or understand it better. So here you may understand if there's any kind of deception in terms of your finances during this time. You may understand these energies better during this time, and it's a good idea to focus on your growth, on your transformation, on your well-being, on your spiritual growth, Leos. Now on the 28th of June, new moon occurs in the sign of Cancer in your 12th house. Now with the new moon in your 12th house, it gives you the opportunity to release any old energies, past patterns, especially unhealthy patterns, and bring more security within you, within your spiritual side, your subconscious, and and ultimately your healing and well-being. So this is a time for a new start in terms of your healing, your well-being, your spiritual growth. So take a break if you need to in terms of recouping your energies, rejuvenating yourself, recharging your batteries. And when the new moon occurs in your house in the sign of Leo in a month's time, that would be a time to bring new energy in terms of your self-image, and move forward in terms of what you want to do going forward, Leos. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 11th and 9th house energies, again aligning beautifully. Now Venus and Jupiter energies are auspicious, beneficial, blessed energy. It is associated with abundance, expansion, prosperity, wealth, growth, spiritual and material growth both. So with 11th and 9th house energies coming together, it's to do with your social circle, collaboration. It's to do with adventure, expansion, learning, traveling, foreign interaction with distant land, foreign cultures. So this is a time to be creatively inspired and expand your horizons, meet new people. Now Venus is the sign of relationship, so this could be a relationship with somebody not of your background, of your cultural background, or somebody from distant land, or it could be taking a projects abroad, or something new, exploring new avenues, coming together in a social group, collaborating to achieve something together. So there's a lot of creativity, expansion, growth, spiritual growth coming together with this Venus and Jupiter sextiling together. So it's a great time for artistic expression, for music, performance, creativity, love, romance, spiritual growth, material growth, money matters, relationship, and all that. So Leos, it's really a great time to get inspired and express yourself. So overall, Leos, the month of June 2022 is going to be a lot about your career matters. It's going to be a lot about your relationship as well, and your intimate matters, your shared finances, and your need to expand, grow, spiritually grow, materially grow, come together with people to create something new, and really keep your mind open for new opportunities, new territories, new relationships going forward, Leos. Virgos, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be focus on your need for exploration, traveling, learning, adventure, exploring new territories, connecting with new people, your social circle, your group projects, collaboration, your teamwork, your professional gains, your future plans, your hopes and wishes, also your creative expression, your work matters, your health matters, your daily routine, your relationship, career matters, and also your home life. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in your 9th house in the sign of Taurus, but it goes direct on the 3rd of June. So when Mercury goes direct in your 9th house, any plans and ideas for exploration, learning, traveling that you may have faced disruption or not able to move these energies forward, now you can move these things forward because Mercury is direct. So in your 9th house, this is a great time to connect with people, explore, expand also your knowledge base, need for learning, higher learning. So this is time all these things can move forward now. Also, if you were traveling and you were faced with disruptions or travel restrictions or anything, now you can really move forward. You will definitely be able to travel, take a trip if you want to, and if not, you could also learn something new or apply for higher education and all that. So this is a good time to open socially, be more curious, be more adventurous, be open-minded, and really try out new things. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn in the sign of Aquarius will go retrograde in your 6th house, which is to do with your work and health matters. You may feel some kind of restriction, delays regarding your work and health matter. So regarding your work matters or your work environment or your work colleagues, you may feel some kind of limitation, restriction, and not able to grow, the way you want to grow during these 5 months while Saturn is in a retrograde motion. So you may feel stuck and the plans and ideas that you have regarding growth in your sense of productivity, usefulness, contributing, working, or just your structure, daily structure, your daily habits, routine, and also your work, and also your health matters, healing and all that. You may feel restricted, limited. There may be delays, obstacles in your path of growth regarding your work and health matters. So with the Saturn retrograde energy, it's important to be realistic, more practical, and be more principled and ethical while you're dealing, because Saturn is a very karmic energy. So it's important to be principled and ethical and more determined and serious and more cautious, more practical in your approach, how you go about your daily life, your daily routine. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 9th house and 5th house energy, Virgos. So Mercury in your 9th house is giving you this opportunity to be more social, interact more, explore, be open-minded, connect more intellectually. And Pluto in the 5th house is giving you this intensity in terms of your expression, your solar project, how you creatively express yourself. So this is a great time to socially engage and really communicate more intensely, passionately, and you will come across very efficient, very impactful, very influential in the way you creatively express yourself. Whatever expression, so whatever creative projects that you have, solar projects, connecting with people, and your viewpoint as well, your wisdom, knowledge, all these comes together. You can bring all these together in order to express yourself creatively, and you will definitely come across very impactful in the way you share information, share ideas, and communicate, Virgos. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So 9th house matter is in focus during this time. Now when Venus and Uranus comes together, it can bring sudden change, drastic change, progressive changes to what you desire and what you value in terms of your 9th house, in terms of your need to explore, expand, learn, travel. All these matter. So you're definitely very much interested in adventure, and you want to do things that brings value to you, things that you desire in terms of exploring, in terms of learning, exploring, adventure, trying out new things, connecting with new people, and all that. So this is a great time to really decide what you desire and bring that change in your life. Think outside the box as well. Don't restrict yourself during this time, and go for what brings value to you, what you value, what you desire, Virgos. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury is in the sign of Gemini in your 10th house. Now when Mercury is in the sign of Gemini in your career house, in your professional house, now Mercury in Gemini is in its own sign, so it's very strong in the sign of Gemini. And in the 10th house, which is to do with your professional matter, you're able to communicate very freely, very effectively. You're able to socialize, connect with people as well, and share your ideas, display your skills and capabilities more effectively, and you will be noticed by people, authority figure, decision maker, or just people, whomever, your audience. You'll definitely come across very efficient, the way you work hard and the way you communicate, your intellect, all that, your intellect, skills and capabilities, talents and all that is very much on display. And it's a great time to socialize more and really use your curiosity and intellectual energy to connect with people, to bring that career growth in your life, to bring that prominence, the accolades and achievements in your career matters, Virgos. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 4th house. Now 4th house is to do with your home and family matters. So when there's a full moon in your 4th house, this is a time of culmination or ending where your 4th house matter is concerned, and this can come through understanding, awareness and knowledge of your 4th house energy. So this could do with understanding where your emotional security lies, what gives you inner fulfillment, what gives you inner contentment, and this can be just your home matters, maybe bringing growth, change, expansion in your more energy, more awareness, more wisdom in your home matters. And that can really help you understand where you are and bring about a change or adjustment in order to grow if there is any kind of stuck energies, to release old energies. And this can be maybe a physical move, or just emotionally you're shifting from old patterns, something which is maybe more spiritually growing and fulfilling and satisfying for you. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 9th house and 6th house energies are squaring. So it's at a challenging aspect. The square is an aspect where you need to refocus your energy. So there's a need to channel your energy in a positive, constructive way in order to bring growth. Now 9th house is to do with knowledge, learning, expansion, wisdom, perspective, viewpoints, and 6th house is your work, health, and daily routine. So you may feel restricted in your work and daily life, and that may have an effect on doing things that you desire, that you value, which could be a traveling, learning, expanding. So maybe the way you have structured your day, the way you work, maybe you overworking, and hence you're not able to get out of that cycle and go explore and to travel and expand your horizon. So that could be energy. You could be feeling restricted in your daily life and hence not able to do what brings you joy, what brings you satisfaction, fulfillment, Virgos. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So that's your 9th house and 7th house energy. Now Venus and Neptune coming together is a very creative time, very inspirational, imaginative time, very compassionate as well, affectionate. It's bringing compassion, sensitivity, creativity to your money matters, to your relationship matters, also your belief system, your own mindset, your own perspective, and connecting with the larger perspective and socializing and being open to new ideas, new experiences. So Venus with Neptune makes you very compassionate and passionate and very creative and inspired to take on these new experiences. Even if you feel some kind of restriction with your daily life and work matters, this energy is definitely very much encouraging to take on these new adventures and keep yourself open to socializing and learning and traveling, Virgos. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Now that is your 10th house and 8th house energy coming together. Now when Mercury connects with Jupiter, it creates more awareness regarding your motivation, brings more understanding to other people's need and your needs as well. So this is your 10th house and 8th house connecting here with Mercury and Jupiter in these houses. So this will bring awareness and more understanding regarding your career matters and your shared finances, shared value system, resources, your intimate matters. So this is a very favorable time to plan for the future, create more awareness, understanding, and and hence be able to make future plans regarding your career matters or your financial matters. So regarding your career matters and financial matters, your decision making is also very strong during this time. You're able to communicate what you want and you can visualize your future as well, the future plans that you would want to make to bring growth and progress in your material life and your professional life. This is a great time to really move things forward. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 9th house and 5th house energy aligning positively. Now Venus and Pluto, when it comes together, it brings intensity, more passion, more depth to your relationship matter, your money matters, what you desire, what you value. Now what you desire, what you value. And with 9th house and 5th house energy connecting, it is your expression, your belief system, your perspective, your knowledge. Also, the need to have recreational time, the need to have recreational time, entertainment, amusement, spend time with loved ones, romance, love, children, and all that. So Venus connecting with Pluto will bring a lot of intensity and passion in yourself, in what you desire in your relationship. And this will help you bring more joy, affection, and pleasure in your life where your relationship matter is concerned, with yourself, with loved ones, and your perspective, overall perspective as well. So this is really a blessed time. So this is a very intense energy and very passionate energy to get deeper understanding of these matters. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus will enter the sign of Gemini in your 10th house. Now Mercury is already in the 10th house. Now Venus joins it too. So there's a lot of focus on your career matters. Now Venus in the 10th house brings intellectual connection. Venus in 10th house desires connection, socializing through connecting in professional surroundings, growing professionally, being more articulate, more communicating, displaying your skills, your capability, also your social skills in order to interact for career growth, for career advancement. So Mercury is also already there, so you're definitely intellectually connected. Now with Venus there, you're also very articulate in the way you present your ideas, the way you communicate, because it is in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is to do with communication and connection. So you're definitely very much articulate, very social, very appealing, magnetic in the way you are dealing with your professional matters, in the way you are interacting with authority figures and people in your work and business environment, Virgos. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries will sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 8th house and 6th house energy is coming together beautifully. Now Mars and Saturn, when it comes together, it gives you more determination, more focus, a need to work hard, more efficiency, more stronger work ethic. You want to be very productive and you really want to move things forward. Now 8th house and 6th house energy is to do with work and money matters. Now 8th house and 6th house energy is to do with your joint finances and your work and health matters, your daily life, how you go about doing the work, your productivity, your usefulness. So Mars and Saturn together, it's definitely a great time to be more focused, more determined to achieve your goals, career goals, financial goals, daily goals, work goals, job goals, whatever that might be. This is a great time to be more determined, focused, and move things forward efficiently. Now on the 28th of June, Neptune goes retrograde in your 7th house. Now Neptune in 7th house can bring a lot of expectations in relationship from both sides, and you may be giving a lot more. You're very compassionate, very sensitive, very affectionate, caring in relationship, very spiritual in relationship as well. So, and there could be a lack of boundaries as well in relationship matter. So when Neptune turns retrograde, any kind of delusion, confusion regarding your relationship matter is stripped away. So you get a better understanding of what's happening. So this is a time to go inward and reflect and introspect regarding where you are, and to create healthy boundaries in relationship matters, and not to look at relationship through rose-colored glasses, to be more realistic during this time and be more spiritual as well regarding your connections, Virgos. Now on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 11th house. Now a new moon in your 11th house is a time for bringing new energy, new start in your social circle, in your collaboration, group project, group activity, your professional gains, your hopes and wishes, future plan. So this new moon will give you a sense of security through connecting with new groups, new people, socializing with people other than your current group. So definitely this is a time to open yourself to new encounters. Also plan for the future, because new moon energy is definitely bringing this need to plant new seeds, start new thing, fresh start, and you will see this energy unfold over the next 6 months, Virgos. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 10th house and 8th house energy beautifully aligning. Now Venus and Jupiter both are very auspicious, blessed energy, and it's associated with abundance, prosperity, wealth, relationship, money matters, and expansion, growth, both spiritual and material. So these energies in your 10th house and 8th house will bring growth and abundance in your career matters and your shared finances. So it's a really great energy to bring growth and really put yourself out there, be more open-minded, create more awareness, and really go after what you value and desire. So overall, Virgo, in the month of June 2022, it's going to be a lot about your social circle, connecting with new people, exploring, expanding your relationship matters, your work, health matter, your productivity, career matters, and really connecting with your spiritual side and really doing things that makes you happy, that brings value to you, that you desire, Virgos. Libras, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your shared finances, on your shared value system, on your creative expression, on your relationship, your work and health matters, your communication connections, your need for exploration, more knowledge, more experience, more adventure, also your home and family matters, and your career matters. Libras. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus in your 8th house. Now the first 2 days the Mercury is retrograde, but it turns direct on the 3rd of June. So it turns direct in your 8th house. Now when Mercury is in a retrograde motions, any plans or actions that you wanted to take regarding your 8th house matter, which is to do with your financial situation, shared finances and shared resources, they may not have been able to take off. Those plans and ideas may not have been able to take off, or you may have faced disruptions or some kind of miscommunication or misinterpretation regarding those matters. Now on the 3rd of June, when it turns direct, that's a cosmic green light to make things move forward, especially the way you engage, you communicate, you connect with people regarding your financial situation. Also coming together in a union for material gains or building resources. So when Mercury turns direct, this is a time to be more focused, more determined, and look for these tangible outcomes in your material matters and your financial matters, Libras. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn is going to turn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, which is your 5th house, which is the house of creative expression, of children, romance, love, coming together to have fun and doing things that is close to your heart. So when Saturn turns retrograde, this is a time to reevaluate and reassess all the things that you have done until now since the last time Saturn was retrograde in 2021. So all the actions that you took regarding your 5th house matter, this is a time to review those. This is a time to look deeper into it and to make sure that whatever you're doing is in line with what you want. Also, it is practical, realistic. Now with Saturn retrograde in the 5th house, you may feel some kind of obstacles or limitations regarding 5th house matter. So if you're trying to express yourself creatively or engage in fun activities, you may feel things are moving slowly and you may feel restless during this time. So if you experience any kind of frustrations or delays regarding 5th house matter, the best thing to do is to see how to structure your day, how to plan your day, and be realistic and practical in your approach, because that's what Saturn needs in order to build something of value and to create a solid foundation going forward, Libras. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 8th house and 4th house trining. Now trine is a free-flowing, easy aspect. It's a harmonious energy because Taurus and Capricorn both are earth signs. Now with Mercury in Taurus coming together with Pluto in Capricorn, it's all about going deeper and understanding other people's motivations and your motivation as well. And this is regarding your financial matter and your home and family matter. So Pluto is in your 4th house. So you're already going through a transformation regarding your 4th house, your family matters. And with this energy connecting with Mercury in 8th house, you are feeling a little bit more harmonious in your ability to communicate in your home environment, or just to express yourself, communicate yourself regarding financial matters, home matters, and all that. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So both are together in the 8th house. So there's a lot of 8th house Taurus energy for you in the month of June with Mercury, Venus, and Uranus there. Now when Venus and Uranus comes together in 8th house in the sign of Taurus, you can expect the unexpected, especially in the things you value and you desire. So your desires may change regarding your 8th house matter. So whatever plans you had, whatever desires you had regarding your financial matters, shared finances, social finances, or investments, whatever that might be, during this conjunction, you may go through some kind of disruption, sudden change, or even progress with this Uranus energy. And all this comes through in a realization. You understand your desires better, or you get a kind of an epiphany regarding what you truly desire going forward, Libras. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury is going to move in the sign of Gemini in your 9th house. Now Mercury in the sign of Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a good position. And in the 9th house, which is a house of exploration, learning, traveling, connecting with people from distant land, on travels or through learning, and also considering new opportunities, new territories, new adventure, and all that. So Mercury in the sign of Gemini makes you very communicative, very social, very curious regarding ninth house matters. So you're very much interested in traveling and connecting with people, and really, putting yourself out there for new adventure, new learning. You're really interested in the truth. You're really interested in seeking the truth, and you really want to expand your mind horizon as well with this Mercury in ninth house in Gemini. It's a great position to really expand your mind and really go after what you believe in. Go after something that is intellectually engaging, something that makes you curious, more social, and also gives you adventure, learning, and traveling. So definitely a great time to seek all these things. So definitely a great time to seek new knowledge and observations, Libras. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your third house. Now third house is a communication and connections house. So when a full moon occurs in your third house, this is a time of enlightenment, awakening, illumination, better understanding, more clarity or revelation, realization, or fulfillment or culmination, ending regarding your the way you communicate or the way you think, your mindset, and all that. So with the Sagittarius full moon, it's all about knowledge and wisdom. So your knowledge base may increase during this time, which gives you better understanding of your situation, and thus it makes you communicate more effectively, more efficiently, and also use your skills and capabilities in terms of how you're communicating. And all this will come through some kind of culmination in knowledge base. You will certainly experience some kind of expansion in your knowledge, the way you communicate, your thinking, and all that, Libras. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 8th house and 5th house energies squaring. Now square is a challenging, it's an uneasy aspect, but the best thing to move forward with the square aspect is to refocus your energy, channel your energy more constructively to bring growth in your life. Now this square aspect between Venus and Saturn can bring some kind of stress in your love life or in money matters during this time on the 18th of June, in the middle of the month. So you can feel some kind of anxiety or stress, especially due to things moving slowly, especially in your shared finances or your creative expression. Whatever you want to create, whatever you want to express is not moving as fast as you would like. Now Saturn is in a retrograde motion, so you may feel things are really dragging on and it's not as fast or as effective, or results are not coming your way, outcomes are not coming your way as much as you would like. So definitely that's possibility with this Venus energy. It's also to do with money, so money matters may feel restricted during this time as well, Libras. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So that's your 8th house and 6th house energy. So 8th house and 6th house energy is aligning very beautifully during this time. Now Venus is squaring Saturn, but with Neptune it's forming a very positive alignment. So Venus is your relationship, money matters. It's also your creativity and your value system, what you desire. And Neptune is a spiritual energy. It's a compassionate, sensitive, creative, inspirational, dreamy kind of energy. It's also to do with delusion and confusion. But with this sextile aspect, you feel more artistic, more compassionate, more sensitive. You want to engage in romantic time. You're very much inspired as well during this time. Now Venus and Neptune are in the 8th and 6th house. So 8th and 6th house matter. You'll feel a little bit more desirous in these matters, more creative, more inspired in these matters. So that can really lead to some kind of understanding, better understanding of your daily life, your work matters, your daily structure, and also your money matters, financial matters going forward, Libras. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will be sextiling Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 9th house and 7th house energies coming together in a very positive alignment. Now when Mercury connects with Jupiter, it's all about expansion in thinking. It's more positive, optimistic thinking. You are creating more awareness about yourself, your own motivations, and people around you. This is also a great time to plan for the future. Whatever you want to achieve in the future, your goals and ambition, whatever that is, this is a good time to put down the ideas, the plan, and really have a strategy for futures. So during this time, you'll definitely feel very communicative, very social, and really want to explore and have an adventure. Now Gemini Now Mercury and Jupiter are in the ninth and seventh house. So it's all about exploration, communication, higher knowledge. It's about socializing, interacting, relationship, business, personal, both. So it's really a very curious, communicative and social time, and it's all about creating more awareness and planning for the future, Libras. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 8th house and 4th house energy trining beautifully. Now 8th house is your shared finances, shared value system, social finances, intimate matters, and 4th house is your home and family matters. So when Venus and Pluto connects together, you understand deeper motivations in relationship. You're very much connected with your home and your emotional foundation, and also your intimacy, your value system as well, what you truly believe in. All these are very much connected, and you feel intensely about these things as well. Now Venus is about what we desire, what we value. So the passion, and so during this time during this time in relationship, you'll feel more desirous, more intense, more passionate, and really engaging in these matters will bring you joy and satisfaction, Libras. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus moves in the sign of Gemini in your 9th house. Now Venus in the sign of Gemini is all about intellectual connections. So engaging intellectually, socializing, communicating, being curious, coming together, and it's in the 9th house. So it's about exploring, it's about connecting with people from distant land, or going on a travel, taking a trip, or learning, higher learning. So Venus is about what we desire, and in the sign of Gemini, it's all about desiring, communication, connections, information sharing, skills building, retraining, relearning, and with this 9th house energy, which is about knowledge and wisdom. So you're definitely very much curious, communicative, social, and really want an adventure in your life. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries is going to sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 7th house and 5th house energies coming together. Now when Mars and Saturn comes together, it's a very good asset. Now Mars and Saturn together aligning so beautifully, this is great time to really be more proactive, more determined, more focused to get things done, because Mars and Saturn energy is about action and structure. So you can really have structure in your life to move things forward, to take action, direct action. Now it is 7th and 5th house energy. So 7th house is socializing, it's interactions. The 5th house is your expression. So you are definitely feeling very charged, very active in the way you connect with people, interact with people, and this can really boost your creative expression as well, Libras. Now on the 28th of June, Neptune is going to go retrograde in your 6th house in the sign of Pisces. Now 6th house is your work, health, and daily routine. Now Libras, Libras, if there were any kind of confusion or delusion, lack of boundary in your daily life, once Neptune turns retrograde, all this confusion and delusion can go away, can be stripped away, and you can see things a little bit more clearly. You may have a better grasp of things during this time, a better hold of things during this time when it's retrograde. So this is a time to really see things clearly and really put down some kind of structure, especially if you had some kind of unrealistic expectations regarding your daily life or work and health matters. This is the time to really understand the deeper, more spiritual meaning behind what you're trying to achieve on a daily basis, and really have the structure and daily routine habits in life where there are some sort of boundary, some kind of structure going forward. Now on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 10th house of career matters. So when a new moon occurs in the sign of Cancer in 10th house, this is a good time to bring new energy in your career matters, especially if there are unhealthy patterns, past patterns, especially that is not helping you grow in your career matters. This is a time to look at your career in a new perspective, and also build new relationship, professional relationship, business relationships that are more empowering, more enriching, more satisfying going forward. So Cancer is about finding a sense of security, belonging, something that is gives you inner contentment, fulfillment. And in your career matter, this is a time to really have a plan, new beginning that gives you all this and really makes you feel fulfilled in your career matters. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 9th and 7th house energy. Now Venus and Jupiter both are very beneficial, auspicious, prosperity, abundance, expansion, optimism, bringing energy. So connecting with the ninth and seventh house, which is about adventure, learning, traveling, knowledge, and your relationship, partnership, interactions. This is a brilliant time to really start something new, time to express yourself, something that you desire, something that you want to achieve, something you feel inspired to be, something you feel inspired about, you really want to, connect with. This is a great time to express those things, also create more awareness, going forward, your future plans, whatever you have. This is a great time to bring that greater understanding, more meaning, more purpose in life, Libras. So overall, Libras, in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your shared finances, on your relationship, on your need to explore, on your need to express yourself, build relationship, communication, be more curious, more social going forward, Libras. More social, more curious, more communicative, gaining more knowledge, and creating a balance in your life through achieving inner contentment and inner fulfillment, Libras. Scorpios, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your relationship matters, on your home matters, family matters, your creative expression, your shared finances, your work and health matters, career matters, also your need to explore, expand, and communicate and connect. So the month of June begins with a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Taurus in your 7th house. So matters related to 7th house, which is partnership and relationship, and this can be business and personal both. So in either matter, you may have felt disruptions, or whatever plans or ideas that you have regarding partnership may not have moved forward smoothly, or you may have faced some kind of miscommunication or misinterpretation. Now on the 3rd of June, Mercury is going to go direct in your 7th house. So all the plans that you had, anything that you want to move forward regarding your connections and your partnership matters, now is the time to move those things forward, because Mercury is direct, so there's less chance of communication or technological disruptions, Scorpios. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn is going to go retrograde in your 4th house in the sign of Aquarius. So your 4th house is your home and family matters. It is related to your emotional and physical foundation, your sense of belonging, your sense of inner fulfillment and contentment. So when Saturn, which is a karmic energy, goes retrograde, you may feel that matters related to your home and family life is dragging on, is not moving as you would like it to move forward. It's slow and it's limiting and it's restricting. So this is the best time to have more practical, realistic approach in dealing with your home and family matters. And this could be something to do with you are moving to another house or buying a property and things are going slow because of paperwork delays or some kind of disruption, limitation, restrictions, whatever that might be. So this is the time to really go within, introspect, and make it more realistic, more practical in your approach, because Saturn is all about practicality. It's about caution, it's about seriousness, it's about making a solid foundation. So to build a solid foundation, to build a solid emotional and physical foundation, it's very important that you are leading from a realistic and practical approach, Scorpios. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So your 7th house and 3rd house matters are trining. So it's a very beautiful, supportive, collaborative aspect. Now 7th house is again your relationship, partnership house, and 3rd house is communication, connection. So this is a very good time to really deeply connect with people or express deeply. You will be very persuasive and impactful in your speech, in the way you connect and communicate. So your thinking is going deeper. You're unable to understand other people's motivations, especially when interacting with other people. Your mind is really going deep to understand other people's motivations and their expectation, so that you can make a more informed decision going forward. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus, which is your opposite sign, your 7th house. So relationship matters again coming to focus. Now when Venus and Uranus comes together, you can expect some kind of sudden changes or disruption in matters you desire, especially around relationship or partnership. So you may have some kind of sudden change as well in what you desire, or disruption in what you desire to achieve, whatever you want, whatever you value. You may find it difficult, you may find it disruptive to achieve that, or you may just go through a sudden change, a complete change of what you were doing and where you want to go from then on. So complete change from what you currently are in, the relationship or partnership, whatever you are in, and going forward you may have a complete change, a progressive change, a complete change in order to bring progress in matters of partnership. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury is going to move in the sign of Gemini, which is your 8th house. So Mercury in the sign of Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a good position. Now 8th house is to do with shared finances and shared resources. It's a finance house, especially other people's money. So Mercury here becomes very analytical, very communicative. It is very much mathematical as well. So it's looking into finances, insurance, any social finance or shared finances, financial matter. So Mercury here is applying its thought process into understanding and analyzing your financial situation better. So this is a great time to really use this time to really analyze and assess your financial situation, because Mercury in the sign of Gemini is its own sign, so it's in a good position. So things will be more clearer and you will be able to grasp things easily, Scorpios. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 2nd house of personal finance, your resources, your assets, possessions, and your sense of self-worth. So Sagittarius is associated with knowledge, wisdom, and awareness. Now when there's a full moon in Sagittarius in your 2nd house, you will gain some kind of higher knowledge, better understanding, more clarity, also culmination or ending or revelation or realization regarding your financial matter. So if you had started something in the last 6 months or even before that, things may be coming to an end regarding your personal finances, or you may get better understanding of your personal financial situation, and hence you're able to make adjustment changes going forward. So this is a good energy to apply your knowledge, your awareness, your clarity to your money matters, Scorpios. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 7th house and 4th house matters are squaring. Now square is a challenging, uneasy aspect, and when Venus and Saturn comes together in a challenging aspect, it can create some kind of stressful situation in your Venus matters, which is relationship and money matters, and this can be due to limitations, delays, restrictions in these matters. Now 4th and 7th house is your relationship and home matters, so something to that effect may be challenging during this time, uneasy, and it may cause you stress during this time, Scorpios. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus sextiles Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So that's your 7th and 5th house energy, really aligning beautifully. So Venus and Neptune together is a very creative, expressive, it's very inspirational, artistic, passionate, romantic kind of energy. So with 7th and 5th house matters coming together with Venus and Neptune, your relationship and your creative expression, also romance, love, and matters related to children, you find all these very much you find yourself very connected with all these matters, and also spiritually connected. So you can have a really good romantic time, caring, joyful, pleasurable time during this time with your loved ones, with your children, or in relationship with your significant others. So it's a good time to spend time together with your loved ones. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Now 8th house and 6th house energies are sextiling with this Jupiter and Mercury energy. Now Mercury coming together with Jupiter creates more awareness in your thought process and regarding other people as well, their motivation. So Mercury is your thinking and Jupiter is awareness. So it gives you more knowledge, more clarity regarding your money matters and your work and health matters. Now this is also a great time to plan for the future, because your decision-making capabilities are very strong and you have a very clear vision of the future where you want to go, especially where your shared finances and your daily life, your work and health matters are concerned. You have a better understanding where you want to go, and this Mercury and Jupiter together will give you that capability to make decisions, effective decisions, fast decisions as well. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus is going to trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 7th house and 3rd house energy trining. Now 7th house is your relationship and 3rd house is your communication and connection. So when Venus and Pluto comes together, there's a lot of intensity and passion in your relationship matter, and also the way you communicate communicate, connect with people, especially in your daily environment, and with close ties, your relatives as well, and relationships, significant others, or even in business kind of situation. So Venus and Pluto together is creating a lot of intense desires in you to have a more fulfilling, joyful experience where your relationship and connections are concerned, Scorpios. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus moves in the sign of Gemini in your 8th house. Now 8th house is shared finances, and Venus is what you desire, and Gemini is a very communicative, social, curious energy. So Venus here becomes very articulate, very effective in communication and analysis as well, especially when it comes to your shared finances, social finances, and your material gains and all that, especially the resources that you build together. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries is going to sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 6th and 4th house energy sextiling and beautifully coming together, beautifully aligning together. Now Mars and Saturn, when it comes in a positive alignment, this is a great time to be proactive, be more focused, be more determined, more structured, more ethical also in your approach, more principled in your approach when trying to achieve or progress to wherever you want to progress, when trying to achieve something, whether it's your goals and ambition, whatever that might be. You're very assertive, you're very direct, and you are very structured as well in terms of where you want to go. So this is a very good combination to actually create something concrete, create a solid foundation in your 6th house and 4th house matters. So that is your daily life, your work and health matters, and your home matters, your home and family life. So this is a great time to really move things forward, be more structured, and you'll be able to tackle any obstacles or any difficult task as well during this time. Now on the 28th of June, Neptune will turn retrograde in your 5th house in the sign of Pisces. Now when Neptune turns retrograde, any delusions that you may have regarding 5th house matter, which is to do with your creative expression, your love, romance, whatever in your life during this time, those delusion clears away. Any kind of unrealistic expectations are stripped away during this time. So you see things a little bit more clearly, or you understand things because your unrealistic expectations are not there anymore. So you understand better what you value and what your heart desires, better during this time, and there's less confusion or delusion or unrealistic expectation regarding your creative expression, or if there's love, romance in your life, or relationship with children, or you need to express yourself, solo projects and all that. Now on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 9th house. Now new moon is a time of new beginning, and 9th house is the house of knowledge, learning, traveling. So here is a great time to really introduce something you want to learn, or you want to or some subject that you're passionate about, or even traveling. If you want to travel, this is a good time to plan those things, and you will see these things unfold over the next 6 months, Scorpio. So this is a good time to move things forward regarding your need to have adventure, travel, learning, exploring, also connecting with people from distant lands, also new opportunities, new territories, exploring those. So definitely a great time, and you'll find some kind of, and if there are any old energy that is not helping you grow in terms of taking these opportunities, this new one will definitely clear those things away, and you will find more fulfillment and more contentment in engaging with these new experiences and new adventures, and really exploring and expanding your mind. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 8th and 6th house energy sextiling, which is a very positive alignment. Now Venus and Jupiter both are very auspicious, very beneficial energy. It's about abundance, prosperity, expansion, growth, spiritual growth, material growth, both. Now with 8th house and 6th house energies coming together, which is your money matters, shared finances, and your work and health daily routine matters, you will definitely feel more connected and be able to express what you desire better in terms of your finances and your daily life, your work and health matters. So this is a very positive alignment to grow in your relationship, in your money matters, and connections, even daily connections with other people, whether it's in work environment or just your daily life. This is a great time to really come together, be more passionate, more desirous, more connected, more spiritually connected to, bring the growth in your life that you desire, Scorpios. So overall, Scorpios, the month of June 2022 is going to be a lot about your expression, how you express yourself, your value system, your shared value system as well. Also your work and health matter, your daily routine, your relationship, your home and family matters, your need for higher learning, expansion, travel, growth, and all that, Scorpios. Sagittarius, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your work and health matter, your need for communication, connections, your daily environment, your daily life, your daily routines and habits, also your shared finances, your relationship, your money matters, your self-image, and your need to express creatively. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus in your 6th house. Now on the 3rd of June, this Mercury is going to go direct. So the first 2 days you may feel some kind of miscommunication or disruption in your work environment or just your daily life. If you're trying to structure your daily life, create some routines and habits, you may experience some kind of disruptions, especially maybe technological or communication disruptions. But on the 3rd of June, Mercury goes direct and things will move forward. So there will be an opportunity to organize your life, your work and health matters better going forward. Now, if you're creating any kind of daily habit in terms of health matters, maybe an exercise plan or healthy eating plan, this is time to move things forward and really put your ideas and plan that you have been figuring out while Mercury was retrograde in action once it goes direct from 3rd June onwards. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn turns retrograde in the sign of Aquarius in your 3rd house. Now Saturn in this 3rd house is going to limit or restrict or cause some kind of delay in the way you communicate and connect. Now Saturn is this karmic energy. It is all about having a realistic, structured, determined approach to life. And when it comes to communication and connection, and also your daily environment and your neighborhood and your relatives as well, if you're feeling some kind of disruption or some kind of delays or things are dragging on, this is a good time to be more practical and realistic in your approach in order to create a solid foundation, a more concrete foundation going forward. Now, when Saturn is in a retrograde motion, this is a great time to assess your situation as well regarding your communication and connection. Also, the way you think, the way you process information, your mental aptitude, your outlook, your mindset, and all that. So this is a great time to really have a more realistic approach in the way you are, moving forward, the way you use your skills and capabilities in connecting and communicating with people. Now, on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 6th house and 10th house energy coming together very beautifully with Mercury and Pluto coming together. So Mercury and Pluto together creates intensity in the way you communicate. You're more impactful, more influential, more persuasive in your communication. So 6th house is your work environment, your daily life, and 2nd house is your money matters, Sagittarius. So you're going through a transformation in your personal finances for many years. Now this Mercury connecting with your Pluto will probably give you opportunity to learn, upskill yourself, retrain yourself in terms of getting better job opportunity, better work opportunity, or if you have applied for a job or you're trying to change your job, this is a good time to take that interview, because your communication is very impactful. You'll be able to impress your interviewer during this time and getting a job that is more satisfactory, more fulfilling for you, and hence increasing and transforming your personal finance going forward, Sagittarius. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So that's your 6th house energy. Now Venus and Uranus coming together in your 6th house is all about sudden changes in how you and what you desire in terms of your work and health and daily life. So whatever you had been thinking until now in terms of what you desire in your daily life and your work life may go through a sudden change, a drastic change, a progressive change as well. So it may feel disruptive as at first in terms of what you are getting or what you're achieving in terms of your job and work environment. It can bring a change in attitude, in the way you value yourself on a daily basis, just your general lifestyle and your productivity and usefulness, Sagittarius. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury moves in the sign of Gemini in your opposite sign in your 7th house of relationship and partnership. So Mercury in Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a very good position. And when it comes in the house of partnership, this is a time to really be more effective in communicating in your relationship. You're very curious, very social regarding interactions, and especially if it's business related interaction, this is a good time to also negotiate your contracts or new deals, whatever that might be. So this is a good time to renegotiate your terms of employment or terms of business contract, or even in a relationship, personal relationship, to have honest conversations and to understand each other's expectations in a relationship, and also to communicate those expectations in relationship, Sagittarius. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in your sign in your first house, Sagittarius. So full moon in your first house gives you a better understanding, more awareness, also a sense of fulfillment or realization or some kind of culmination in your sense of self, in your self-image, the way you project yourself and the way you're perceived externally. So definitely this is a time to have a look at where you are in terms of your personality, your appearance. If you want to reinvent yourself, this is a good time to look into these matters, and you will get some kind of understanding to make changes and adjustments going forward in order to project yourself the way you want. Also, the first house is to do with your overall health. So if there has been any kind of energy regarding your health matters that was bothering you or was an issue, this Sagittarius full moon will give you more clarity how to move forward, Sagittarius. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus squares Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 6th house and 3rd house matters coming in a square aspect. Now square is a challenging aspect, so it may feel uneasy during this time with your work and health matters and the way you connect and communicate, but it's important to refocus your energy, channel your energy constructively to bring growth and progress in these matters. Now Venus and Saturn together can cause stressful kind of situation in your relationship and money matters, because things are moving slowly and you're not seeing the progress as fast or as quickly as you would like. So definitely this is time to be more realistic in your approach, may have more honest and straightforward communications, and connect with people in your work environment, or the way you in your work environment or daily life, or the habits that you have, the routines that you have. Be a more practical, realistic, more serious in these matters, Sagittarius. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So that's your 6th house and 4th house energy aligning beautifully. Now Venus and Neptune together. Now Venus and Neptune both are about creativity, inspiration. It's about affection, compassion. It's about spiritual growth as well. Neptune is that spiritual energy, and Venus is about aesthetics. It's about beauty, it's about luxury, it's about relationship and money matters. So here you feel more romantic, more expressive, more joyful, more pleasurable. You want to have more pleasurable experience in your daily life and your home life. So the planets in your daily life and your home life is aligning beautifully. So it's all about having pleasurable time, more romantic time in your daily life, in your home environment, with family members, more joyful time, more recreational time as well. Now on the 20th of June, Sagittarius, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 7th house of relationship and 5th house of creative expression aligning beautifully. Now Mercury and Jupiter together is about creating more awareness in the way you think, in the way you process information. And when it comes to your relationship house and when it comes to your relationship house and your creative expression, this is a great time to really apply your mind, create more awareness regarding what you want to achieve in future. Also think about future plans, and your decision making will be very strong during this time. You have a clear vision of where you want to go in terms of your creative expression, in terms of a business partnership or just, you know, daily interactions, social interactions and all that. So you definitely know where you want to go. You have more awareness, your mind is clear. This is the time to, you know, move things forward. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 6th house and 2nd house energy coming together beautifully. Now Venus and Pluto coming together in a positive alignment creates more intensity, more passion in your relationship and in things you desire. Now here 6th house and 2nd house energies are affected. So your desires in your work and health matters and your daily life and your money matters is very intense during this time. You're deeply understanding your motivations, your desires, and you want some kind of transformation, some kind of change, positive change, some kind of rebirth in these matters. And this alignment of Venus, which is about money matters, which is about relationship, and Pluto in Capricorn, which is about going through a transformation where your structures in life are concerned. So this is a great time to really put your relationship matters and money matters and look deeply in it and be more realistic and practical in your approach to bring about positive change. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus will move in the sign of Gemini in your 7th house, which is your opposite sign. So Venus in the sign of Gemini in your 7th house becomes very curious, communicative and social, and it's also very articulate, very impressive and appealing, magnetic in the way you communicate when you're interacting with people. So this is a great time to create and build strong relationships, especially intellectually stimulating, intellectually engaging relationship. Now on the 27th June, Mars in the sign of Aries will sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 5th house and 3rd house matters sextiling, which is a positive aspect. Now 5th house is your creative expression. That's where Mars is. So you're very enthusiastic about expressing yourself creatively. And Saturn is in your 3rd house, which is a house of communication. So you may feel some kind of restriction, but with this Mars energy connecting with Saturn, you will feel more enthusiastic, more proactive, more determined to overcome any challenges or obstacles where your creative expression and your communication, the way you connect with people is concerned. So definitely you're more expressive and you're very determined to bring these changes in your life, and you want to work hard in these matters, and your work ethic is very strong, you're very principled, and you do understand what you want to achieve and you want to go for it as well. Now on the 28th of June, Neptune turns retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 4th house. So Neptune, when turns retrograde, it takes away or strips away any delusion or unrealistic expectation in your home and family life. So if you had some kind of confusion or lack of boundary in your home and family environment, now is the time to get better understanding, a better grasp where your spiritual growth lies, where your home and family matter is concerned, and to approach your home and family matters realistically. And this can be both emotional and physical. So real estate, house matters, home move, all these things, or just your home environment, your house, maybe a redecoration or whatever you're going through, you'll get a better understanding because any confusion or unrealistic expectation regarding your home or house matters are stripped away, and you get a better picture, better understanding of what to expect. Now on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 8th house. Now new moon is a time of new beginning, and Cancer is the sign of security. So there's a new beginning in the sense of security where your 8th house, which is shared finances, are concerned. So this is time to really look at your shared finances in a new light, in a new way. Now over the next 6 months, you will see this energy unfold, but this is a good time to sow the seed, plant the seed, have the new intention, new beginning, fresh start where your shared finances are concerned. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 7th house and 5th house matters are sextiling, aligning beautifully. Now Venus and Jupiter both are auspicious and beneficial energies. Venus is to do with your relationship and money matters, is to do with prosperity, abundance, and Jupiter is all about expansion, growth, optimism, abundance, prosperity, both spiritual and material gains. So when these planets align beautifully in 7th and 5th house, your relationship, your interaction, your business matters, your self-expression, creative expression, your love matters, romance, your children. There's more understanding, more awareness, clear awareness regarding what you want to desire. You're able to express yourself as well, and also plan for the future regarding relationship matters and your fifth house matters, Sagittarius. So overall, Sagittarius, the month of June 2022 is going to be all about your work, your health matters, your job matters, your daily life, daily routine, your productivity, usefulness, your money matters, your personal finance, your home, family environment, your shared finances, your communication, connections, relationship, and your sense of self, your self-image, Sagittarius. Capricorn, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your creative expression, on your money matters, on your personal finance, on yourself, on your work and health matters, your home matters, your spirituality, your spiritual growth, your subconscious motivations, also your communication and connections. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus, which is your fifth house. So Mercury will go direct on the 3rd of June. Now Taurus is your fifth house of creative expression, solo expression, of love, romance, the house of your children. So if you have been feeling restricted or disrupted in your fifth house matter while Mercury was retrograde, after 3rd of June things will move forward. So if you got any personal goals or ambitions or any plans or ideas that you wanted to implement and you were unable to do that successfully during the retrograde phase, from the 3rd June onwards, when Mercury goes direct, things can move forward. You can put your plans into action and you can implement your, whatever ideas, goals and ambitions that you have regarding your fifth house matter. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn will turn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius in your second house. Now Saturn will be retrograde for the next 5 months. So this is the time when you are reevaluating, introspecting, looking at the decisions you have made until now when Saturn was direct, since the last time it went retrograde in 2021. So since then, the decisions that you have made in your money matters, in your personal finance matters, this is a time for a review. Your motivations, are they realistic? Are they practical? The goals and ambitions that you have regarding your personal finance, also how you manage it, how you budget it, all these matters are going under a review. Now, Saturn in the second house does bring obstacles and restriction in your personal finances. So it's a very good idea to have a financial strategy and, budget your spending. Also use your money-making capabilities to enhance your personal finance, your assets, possessions, just your accumulated wealth. So this is a good time to reevaluate and assess and have practical and realistic approach regarding your money matters, Capricorn. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So your fifth house and first house axes are trining. So it's a harmonious aspect. Now fifth house is again your expression, your creative expression, love, romance, recreational activities, spending fun time with children. And the first house where Capricorn sign is your sign. So that's your own self, your personal self, how you project yourself, how others perceive you, your own personal priorities and your own personal path, what you desire. It's also the house of your overall health. So Mercury trining Pluto in the fifth and first house. This is a good time to really be very impactful, very influential in the way you communicate, in the way you come across to other people, in the way you connect, because Pluto brings intensity and passion to Mercury, which is your thinking and communication. So you're ready to dig deeper. You understand other people's deeper motivations and your motivations as well. You understand them deeply during this time, and it can be a very transformative experience as well, because during this time your sense of self is transforming. It's been transforming for a number of years now, because Pluto has been in your sign since 2008. So you're already going through a major transformation. Now Pluto is towards the end of its transit in your first house. So this is the time when you use your persuasive communication skills to project yourself, to express yourself creatively and affectionately, Capricorns. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So that's your fifth house matter. Now when Venus and Uranus comes together in a house, it's going to bring sudden changes in what you desire, because Venus is what you desire, what you value, and what you relate to as well. So there would be sudden changes. It can be disruptive as well or progressive. in your fifth house matter. Your creative expression, your affection towards others is going through a change. You're able to express freely during this time because you understand your inner self, you know what you are, and you're a little bit more creative, spontaneous, free in expressing your feelings, Capricorn. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury moves in the sign of Gemini in your 6th house. Now Mercury in the sign of Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a good position and a strong position. And in 6th house, which is also a Mercury house. 6th house is naturally ruled by Virgo, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury in here during this time for you, Capricorn, is in a very good position, both sign-wise and house-wise. So it's a really good time to use your skills and capabilities in your work environment. Also, if you want to bring a change, if you want to change your job, this is a great time to go for those interviews, or appointments or whatever. Project yourself, communicate whatever you have to, your skills and capabilities, and you will come across very effective, very communicative, and you will be able to connect with more people. Now Mercury in the 6th house, which is the house of work, health and daily life, is going to make you very communicative, social, and very curious about what's going on around you. You're very alert during this time. You're very observational as well. You understand other people in your surroundings, in your daily environment, in your everyday environment, everyday life, especially where work matters. You may be your work environment, work colleagues, all that is concerned. So Mercury in 6th house is in a good position. It helps you organize your life, structure your life better as well. And if there is needs to analyze your situation, Mercury in 6th house is going to help you with that. Now on the 14th of June, there is a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 12th house. Now full moon is a time of culmination, revelation, realization. It's also the time of fulfillment, gratification, release, endings. Now Sagittarius is a sign of knowledge, wisdom, truth seeking. It's a sign of traveling, learning, higher learning. Also, it's your belief system, your philosophies, also the larger perspective, new territories, exploring, expanding your mind, also exploring and expanding both mentally and physically. So full moon in your 12th house, which is a spiritual house, sign of retreating, isolation, past pattern, your subconscious motivation. So full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 12th house is going to bring some kind of culmination, revelation, some kind of realization. Maybe something was hidden from you will come to forth during this time, especially if it's something to do with traveling or learning, or you may reach some kind of fulfillment and culmination during this time if you started something in the past. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus squares Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 5th house squaring 2nd house matter. Now square is a challenging aspect, it's an uneasy aspect, but if you channel your energy constructively and positively, you can bring in growth in these matters. Now Venus squaring Saturn can bring stressful kind of situation in your relationship and money matter, especially because of delays or restrictions. Now your 5th house and 2nd house energies are squaring with this Venus and Saturn energy. So you may feel some kind of restriction in the way you express your creative expression, or having fun, amusement, fun activities, amusements, recreational activities due to restrictions in your financial matter, Capricorn. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So that's your 5th house and 3rd house energy aligning very beautifully during this time. Now Venus and Neptune together, Venus and Neptune both are very artistic, inspirational, very creative, compassionate. It's very fun, desirous, passionate, compassionate energy. So when Venus and Neptune comes together, which is about your money and relationship and your spirituality, your subconscious, and it's sextiling, so it's a harmonious energy. So you're able to creatively and affectionately express yourself with compassion, passion, fun, desire, love, affection, and all that. So it's a good aspect during this time. So it's a positive, beneficial aspect, Capricorn. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 6th house and 4th house matters sextiling, which is a harmonious alignment. Now, Mercury sextiling Jupiter is about your expansion of your mind or planning for the future or creating more awareness. So 6th house and 4th house is your home matters and your work and health matters. So Mercury in your 6th house of daily life and routine will help you organize and structure your daily life in such a way so that you're able to be more optimistic, more hopeful, and able to bring this blessed energy in your home environment. So this could be a new job opportunity or better condition in your work environment that is helping you, have some peace of mind. Now, on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 5th house where Taurus sign is and your 1st house where Capricorn sign is. So when Venus and Pluto comes together in a positive aspect, there's intense passion in relationship. It brings joy and satisfaction, and it enhances your sense of self, the way you project yourself. You're able to express yourself creatively and affectionately during this time. Now, on the 22nd of June, Venus moves in the sign of Gemini in your 6th house. Now, Venus in the sign of Gemini, which is a sign of communication, connections, your thinking. Venus is what you desire, what you value, and how you relate to others. So this makes you very articulate, very social, very curious, very intellectually engaged in your 6th house matter, which is your work and health matters, your daily life. So in daily life, in your work environment, you are very articulate, you're able to communicate, you're very effective as well in your communication. People who are listening to you find you very appealing, very magnetic, and very appealing, very magnetic, very graceful in the way you speak and the way you communicate and connect. Now, on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries will sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now, this is your 4th house and 2nd house energy sextiling. So Mars and Saturn, when it comes together, Mars is the energy, it's the direct energy, it's your ambition, drive, and Saturn is the structure. It can cause delays. It's about taking responsibility. So when Mars comes together with Saturn in a positive aspect, it gives you more determination, more endurance to succeed. You're very efficient, very structured, you have strong work ethic, you're analytical, you're able to go past any obstacles or restriction, because Mars is the drive, is the will to overcome. Saturn is the restriction, so you have this will to overcome and the strength, determination, and endurance to succeed. So you're definitely able to use this energy in your 4th house and 2nd house matter. Now, Mars is in the 4th house, so you're very enthusiastic in your home life during this time, and any restriction that you may face any restriction that you may be facing in your financial matters, you're able to overcome that because of your high energy in your home environment. You're feeling very positive, you're feeling very driven during this time. You want to move on, and any financial matter is not going to restrict you, or it's not going to dampen your mood. Now, on the 28th June, Neptune will also turn retrograde. Now, it is in the sign of Pisces in your 3rd house, so it's retrograde in the 3rd house. Now, when Neptune turns retrograde, it strips away any kind of delusion, confusion that you may have, or unrealistic expectation regarding 3rd house matter, which is your communication, connection, your thinking, your mindset, your outlook, your daily environment, your relatives. So any kind of confusion or delusion that you may have had, or if you were not able to see the picture clearly or communicate clearly, or connect with people, Neptune retrograde will strip away, will wash away any illusion, any confusion, any dreamlike kind of situation, idealistic kind of situation. All those things will be moved away, and you will be able to see things a little bit more clearly. Now, on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 7th house, your opposite sign. So this is a good time for fresh start where your relationship matters are concerned, especially your personal relationship and business relationship as well, or any one-to-one interaction. Now, new moon in the sign of Cancer, which is about finding a sense of security. So a new beginning in your relationship matters will give you a sense of security, a sense of nurturance going forward. So definitely it's a good time to have fresh beginning, fresh start in your relationship matters. And this can be a start, and this can be committing to your partner, or a marriage, or starting a new relationship, or it could just be changing your mindset regarding your relationship and seeing things a bit differently, and hence bringing a new beginning in your partnership matters. Now on the same day, on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 6th house and 4th house axis aligning very beautifully again. Now Venus and Jupiter sextiling is amazing energy, because Venus and Jupiter both are beneficial, auspicious energy. It's about abundance, prosperity, wealth, relationship, money, optimism, growth, progress, blessings. So it's all positive energy. So it's all positive planetary energy. And your 6th house and 4th house, which is your work house and health house, coming together with your home life. So definitely there is going to be some kind of positive movement towards the end of the month of June, where you will feel more content within yourself, more fulfilled, more satisfied, because your work environment, or your working conditions, or your job matters, or your health matters have improved, Capricorn. So by the end of June, you will feel the good vibe coming your way, Capricorn. So overall, Capricorn, the month of June 2022 is going to be a lot about you expressing yourself, both creatively and affectionately. It's going to be about yourself, your self-image, the way you communicate, the way you connect, your daily environment, your work environment, your health matter, your inner fulfillment, your home life, family life, and also finding a balance in your financial matter, having a plan for your financial growth, Capricorn. Aquarius, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on your home and family life, on yourself, your own personal priorities, your own personal path, also your subconscious motivation, your spiritual growth, your creative expression, your social circle, collaborations, your hopes and wishes, future plans, and all that. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in the sign of Taurus, which is your 4th house. So during a retrograde Mercury, the plans you make may not be fruitful. Maybe you face disruption or mishaps, communicational or technological disruption, and that slows the process down. But it goes direct on the 3rd of June. So Mercury will be direct in your 4th house on the 3rd of June. So this is the time to take any plans, ideas that you have made until now, to take it forward, implement it, especially if you are facing any kind of disruption. You won't be facing as much disruption going forward. Now, it may take a few more weeks to completely clear this Mercury retrograde energy, because Mercury will be in a retrograde period for another couple of weeks. So by the end of June, definitely you will feel the energy moving forward in your home and family life. So if you are trying to move places or decorate, or if you're signing a deal or bonding with your family members, whatever that might be, if you're feeling any kind of disruption, things will clear out. Things will start to clear out after 3rd of June. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius in your own house, in your 1st house, Aquarius. Now during a Saturn retrograde, you may feel stuck in the old ways, what you're trying to move forward. You may face limitations and restrictions or delays even more during this time, because it's a very karmic energy. Saturn is a very karmic energy, and when it's in a retrograde emotion, it's like a double dose of karma. So you may feel energies regarding yourself, your self-image, the way you want to project yourself. All that may be restricted a lot during this time. So the best way to move forward with the Saturn retrograde energy is to reassess and reanalyze, introspect what you have achieved until now and where you're heading, and be more realistic, more practical in your approach regarding, the expectations that you have regarding yourself, how you want to project yourself, your priorities, your life path, whatever path you want to take. You need to be a little bit more realistic in your approach with the retrograde Saturn, energy. Now Saturn will be retrograde for the next 5 months. So during this 5 months, you may feel a bit restricted, but this is the best time to create solid ground for growth, personal growth in future, Aquarius. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So that's your 4th house and 12th house energies trining. So coming together, aligning very positively. So Mercury and Pluto, when it comes together, your communication is persuasive, you're very effective, you're very impactful, very efficient in the way you communicate and connect, because Pluto brings the intensity and passion to your communication. So you come across very persuasive and impactful. And this is especially in terms of your home matters, your family matters, your own self, your inner contentment, inner fulfillment, the way your own sense of belonging, your own sense of security. All these matters, you're able to communicate with yourself. Maybe you're able to understand, because 12th house has the energy of reevaluating your own motivation, your own life direction. So with Pluto in your 12th house, you're going through a transformation in your subconscious self, your spiritual side, past pattern. So anything holding you back during this time, any old ways of doing things that is holding your growth, this is a time to really understand and make an impact, a positive impact in your life, Aquarius. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus in your 4th house. So Venus and Uranus both are conjuncting together in your 4th house of home and family matter. So Uranus coming together with Venus can bring sudden changes in what you desire, what you value, and who you relate to. So in your home and family matters, there could be some kind of sudden changes in terms of what you're desiring, what you want, where you find your inner fulfillment, your inner joy. That can go through a drastic change or sudden change. Maybe you were going one way and you suddenly decide to go a different way. So that is possible, and this can be in real estate. If you're buying house or if you're moving house, you could change your mind multiple times in terms of what you value and what you desire. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury will move in the sign of Gemini in your 5th house. Now Mercury in Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a good position. And in your 5th house, which is the house of expression, creative expression, and also expressing yourself affectionately. So Mercury here will make you definitely more communicative, and you're definitely very much intellectually engaged as well, where your expression is concerned. Your solar expression, your solar project, creative project, your love life, your loved ones, what you desire from your heart, all these things, you're very well connected and you're able to effectively communicate these things as well. So you're able to express yourself beautifully as well, Aquarius. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 11th house. So 11th house is the house of your social circle, your collaborators, your hopes and wishes, professional gains, group activities, and all that. So when there's a full moon in this house, anything started in the last 6 months or even in recent past, or maybe a little bit further down the line, those projects, whatever you were undertaking, will come to a culmination, an ending, a fulfillment, a realization, a revelation. There could be some energies revealing during this time, so you will be able to make changes and adjustment in order to move forward if there is a need to make adjustment. Otherwise, it is an energy of bringing endings, culmination, gratification, and fulfillment in whatever you started in the past in your 11th house matter. So this could bring an ending to a group project, a collaboration, or working in an organization or associating yourself with a group, a club, or organizations. So that energy is there. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your 4th house and 1st house energies squaring. Now square is a challenging aspect, it's not an easy aspect, but you need to refocus and channel your energy positively, constructively, in order to bring growth in these matters. Now Venus and Saturn, when it comes together, it can bring stressful situation due to restrictions and delays. Now there can be stressful kind of situations or restriction in the way you're projecting yourself, what you want for yourself, how you appear, and this is not just appearance, it's your mindset and outlook as well. There could be some kind of obstacles, restriction in yourself. You may be limiting yourself because there may be unrealistic expectations from yourself, and that can bring stressful situation in your home life or just in your sense of inner contentment, inner fulfillment. So just watch out for this energy regarding your self-image and your your inner fulfillment, inner contentment. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. Now that is your 4th house and 2nd house energy coming together in a positive alignment. So Venus and Neptune together is a very caring, compassionate, passionate. It's about beauty, luxury, it's about inspiration, imagination, creativity. So these energies coming together is going to make you more inspired, more passionate, more sensitive regarding your home matters and your financial matters as well. So you will feel inspired to increase your personal finance, through inner fulfillment, because you feel, happy and satisfied within. So you will be able to channel that energy in making or increasing your, wealth. Now on the 28th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 5th house and 3rd house energy sextiling. Now Mercury in the sign of Gemini coming together with Jupiter is going to give you more awareness regarding your own motivations, regarding your own skills and capabilities. It also makes you futuristic, so you're planning for the future and your vision is clear. You're able to make better decisions during this time, especially in terms of the way you're communicating, connecting, and expressing yourself creatively. So definitely it's a good time with Mercury and Jupiter coming together. The energy is really positive, very optimistic. It's a great time for bringing growth and really expressing and communicating, connecting, Aquarius. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So your 4th house and 12th house energies are trining, so it's a positive alignment. Now Venus and Pluto together is intense passion. So you'll feel a lot of joy and satisfaction in your home environment, and this is coming through your own inner motivation. You're going through a transformation in the way you see things. You're bringing about a change in your subconscious motivations. You're becoming more spiritual. You're growing from within. So this brings inner contentment within you, and you feel a little bit more you'll feel a little bit more energized, more passionate to move forward on your life path, on whatever you want to achieve, whatever your goals and ambitions are, Aquarius. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus will enter the sign of Gemini in your 5th house. Now when Venus moves in the sign of Gemini, it makes you more intellectually engaged, you want to connect more, socialize more, especially on intellectual level. You're very articulate, you are able to express your ideas efficiently and beautifully, and in your 5th house, which is a house of creative expression, so you are definitely expressing yourself very effectively, very gracefully as well during this time. And any plans and ideas if you have regarding communication or writing or speaking, this is a good time to really put those ideas forward, because in 5th house it's all about expressing yourself, and this is a great time to do that. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries in your 3rd house will sextile Saturn in your sign, in the sign of Aquarius in your 1st house. So Mars and Saturn together sextiling is a very good energy. It's a very positive energy to move things forward, because Mars is energy and Saturn is your endurance. So you're able to combine your determination and endurance to bring success in your life, to bring growth in your lives, especially where your self-image and your communication and connections are concerned. Thinking, communicating, speaking, writing, whatever that might be. You're definitely able to go past the obstacles, overcome any hindrances, and make things happen for yourself. You have strong work ethic as well during this time, Aquarius, with this Mars and Saturn coming together. So it is a good energy to move things forward where your 3rd house and 1st house matters are concerned. Now on the 28th of June, Neptune is going to turn retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 2nd house. Now when Neptune turns retrograde, it basically strips away any illusion, delusion, any idealistic kind of situation, dreamlike situation regarding your personal finances. So if you had any unrealistic expectation, or if you were not able to see things clearly until now, where your personal finance and also your sense of self-worth is concerned, when Neptune turns retrograde, it strips away all those fogginess and you can see things a little bit more clearly. So don't be consumed by your financial matter during this time, and try to take a more spiritual approach and less egoistic approach where your finances are concerned, Aquarius. Now on the 28th of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 6th house. Now 6th house is the house of work, health, and your daily life, your daily habits and routines. And new moon is a time of new beginning, fresh start in your 6th house matter. And Cancer is about finding security. So this Cancer new moon gives you the opportunity to have fresh start, new beginnings in your work and health matters, in your daily life and daily routine, so that it can bring a sense of security and nurturance in your life, in your daily life, Aquarius. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 5th house and 3rd house energies are aligning positively. Now Venus and Jupiter both are very beneficial, very auspicious energy. So when they combine together in a positive aspect, this is a very blessed time to make things happen. It's an energy of abundance, prosperity, wealth, relationship, money matters, hope, optimism, growth, progress. It's just an overall very blessed energy. So your 5th house and 3rd house matter, which is your creative expression, your self-expression. You need to have fun, spend time with your children, loved ones, love and romance as well. And 3rd house, which is about communication, connections, your mindset, your thinking, your daily environment, your relatives. So it's really a good time to come together and have fun time, joyful time, recreational time as well. Really connect with people during this time, Aquarius. So overall, Aquarius, during the month of June 2022, there's a lot of focus on your home life, on your inner contentment, inner satisfaction, on your expression, your creative expression, your money matters, your self-image, your professional matters as well, your business matters as well, also your social setup, your social circle. All that is going through a lot of change. So make sure you lead from a more spiritual space and less egoistic space, Aquarius. Pisces, for you in the month of June 2022, there's going to be a lot of focus on the way you communicate, connect with people, your own mindset, your own mindset, your own outlook, your subconscious pattern, your subconscious motivation, your spiritual growth, also your social circle, your hopes and wishes, your future plans, your goals, your collaboration, your group project, your career matters, and your home and family life. So the month of June begins with a retrograde Mercury in your 3rd house in the sign of Taurus. Now Mercury does go direct on the 3rd of June. So any ideas and plans that you may have had which may have faced disruption or miscommunication or technological mishaps, you can move those ideas and plans forward without much disruptions after the 3rd June 2022. So once Mercury goes direct, your perspective, your opinion, your mindset, all that will be a little bit more significant post going direct. So definitely this is a time to apply your skills and capability, connect with people, network with people, come together and communicate to move things forward, whatever your ideas and plans are. Now on the 4th of June, Saturn will turn retrograde in your 12th house in the sign of Aquarius. Now Saturn will be retrograde for the next 5 months. So this is a really good time to look at your past patterns of what you have been doing, because 12th house is all about past pattern, your subconscious motivations, what you've been doing in the past. So Saturn in your 12th house is a very karmic energy, very transformative energy. This is really the time to make change in the way you have been functioning in the past. If there has been any kind of delays, restrictions, or self-sabotaging kind of behavior, self-deception in the way you have functioned in your life, this Saturn, this retrograde Saturn, which is kind of like a double dose of karma, will help you understand yourself better. And this is a good time to be more realistic, more practical in your approach, and not live in an idealistic kind of situation. Now 12th house energy is a little bit dreamy and idealistic kind of situation, and it's a house of retreating, getting away. So this could be a good time as well. You may be retreating, taking a break, and just recouping your energy as well during this retrograde period. So definitely a good time to introspect, understand your motivation, and really focus on your spiritual growth as well, and be more practical and realistic be a little bit more practical and realistic in your approach in terms of your life path and where your life is heading, Pisces. Now on the 10th of June, Mercury in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, which is your 3rd house and 11th house energy. So Mercury and Pluto together makes your communication more intense, more persuasive, more impactful. The way you're thinking is very deep. You can understand other people's thought process, motivations, all that. So 3rd house and 11th house energy is a very social kind of energy, because 3rd house is about networking, connecting, communicating, and 11th house is to do with your social circle, group project, collaborations. So Mercury, Pluto coming together in a positive aspect, this is a great time to communicate and connect more effectively, more passionately, and you will definitely be able to make an impact on others, influence others, because you will be very efficient and persuasive. Now on the 11th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus in your third house. Now when Venus and Uranus comes together in your third house, there can be sudden change in the way you communicate, or the way the style of communication, your articulation, the way you present yourself in communication and connections both. There could be a sudden change. So your mindset, your outlook, if you have been functioning in a certain way until now, you may be inclined to change that, because Venus is what you desire, what you value, how you relate to others, and Uranus is a sudden change, even disruptive change, erratic change. So the change will be very sudden, and you will be compelled to communicate and connect in a different way or change your mindset. Now on the 13th of June, Mercury will move in the sign of Gemini in your fourth house. Now Mercury in Gemini is in its own sign, so it's in a very positive sign position, and in the fourth house, which is about home and family life. So you're very communicative, very enthusiastic in your home environment. You are very curious, you're very sharp, you can really go deeper into your motivation, because fourth house is also to do with your inner psyche, your inner contentment, your own sense of belonging, sense of security, all that. So Mercury here can definitely make you think about these matters more regarding where you find your security, where you find your sense of belonging, where you find your inner contentment, Pisces. Now on the 14th of June, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 10th house. Now full moon is a time of culmination, it's a time of fulfillment, release, revelation, also gratification. Also you could make changes and adjustment if there is a need to change your way of doing. So Sagittarius is about knowledge and wisdom. And so in the 10th house, which is your reputation, your public image, your external projection, you will come to some kind of realization, awareness, because Sagittarius is about creating awareness. It's the bigger picture sign. So you're seeing the bigger picture during this time, and something can come to realization, understanding, illumination, or ending, to be able to move forward in terms of where your career matters are concerned. Now on the 18th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will square Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So that's your third house and 12th house energy squaring. Now square is a challenging aspect, it's an uneasy aspect. So there is a need to refocus your energy constructively in order to bring growth and change in your life. Now Venus squaring Saturn can bring limitations, restriction, or stressful situations in your relationship and money matters, and that can be due to delays and obstacles. So your third house and 12th house matter. Now Venus is in your third house of communication, and Aquarius and Saturn is in your 12th house. So you're already re-evaluating your past pattern, your old ways of doing things. You're re-evaluating your life direction as well with the Saturn in your 12th house energy, and Venus squaring the Saturn. So the way you're communicating, the way you are connecting with people, you may feel a bit stressed because you may be faced with obstacles in terms of the way you're communicating, or you may be holding yourself back from having a closure, because 12th house has the energy of past ways of doing things, past patterns. So it needs closure in order to move forward. So you may be finding it difficult to have some kind of closure in past way of doing things, especially communicating and connecting. So that could be definitely the challenge during this time. Now on the 19th of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will sextile Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So that's your third house and first house energies are combining together positively. Now Venus and Neptune both are very passionate, compassionate, artistic, creative, sensitive, fun, affectionate, spiritual kind of energy. So when Venus and Neptune comes together, this is a great time for spiritual growth. So when Venus and Neptune energies comes together in third and first house, it's about communication, connection, and how you project yourself. So there needs to be some kind of spiritual growth taking place during this time in order to project yourself, constructively, positively, and also in order to communicate yourself positively. There needs to be some kind of realization, spiritual growth, advancement need to take place with this Venus Neptune energy in order to move forward, Pisces. Now on the 20th of June, Mercury in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Now that's your 4th house and 2nd house energy sextiling. So your home and family life, your sense of security and belonging coming together with your personal finance, your money matters, your accumulated wealth. So Mercury sextiling with Jupiter will give you some kind of awareness regarding your money matters, regarding your home matters, where you live, or your own, just your emotional foundation as well. It doesn't have to be physical foundation. So all that and money matters coming together. So there's an awareness, there's an understanding, and hence you're able to make some future plans because you can see the future better, you have clear vision, and you're able to make decisions, effective decision, quick and fast. So that's definitely a good positive energy with Mercury and Jupiter. Now on the 21st of June, Venus in the sign of Taurus will trine Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So 3rd and 11th house energies are trining beautifully. Now when Venus and Pluto comes together, this is an intense passion energy. So you're feeling very intensely passionate during this time, especially with your communication. You're very persuasive. You want to communicate effectively because 3rd house is about communicating and connecting. You want to communicate. You want to understand deeper motivations of other people. You want to understand your own desire, and also connecting with your social circle, your future plans, your group projects. So in a career matter or business-like situation, you may be really communicating, understanding the deeper motivations of people involved in a group project or an organization or in a teamwork, whatever that might be. You're able to understand the motivation, desires, values of other people, and hence able to communicate effectively and connect effectively. Now on the 22nd of June, Venus moves in the sign of Gemini in your 4th house. Now Venus in Gemini is going to make you more articulate, more passionate in terms of what you're communicating, your ideas and skills, plans, whatever that might be, is very coming across very passionately, very articulate, very efficient, even graceful. So you're definitely very much willing to communicate what you want in your home environment, in your personal space, in your sense of inner security and belonging as well. So you definitely want to beautify your surroundings wherever you live, or even just create a sanctuary kind of situation where you can really relax and have a peaceful time, by Pisces. Now on the 27th of June, Mars in the sign of Aries will sextile Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. So 2nd house and 12th house energies are sextiling. So that's your material matters and your spiritual matters coming together in a positive alignment. Now when Mars and Saturn comes together, your determination and endurance is so strong that it helps you succeed and overcome any obstacle, especially where your spiritual growth, your inner motivation, your subconscious pattern, connecting with your sense of self-worth, which is a 2nd house energy, the sense of self-worth that you feel through material gain. So that is quite positively aligned during this time. So this is a good time to lead from a less egoistic space and more spiritual space, because Saturn, a karmic planet in your 12th house, is definitely about not being egoistic and be a little bit more realistic in your approach, more scrupulous, more principled in your approach regarding how you're dealing with your own self. Basically you're not self-sabotaging your own self. Basically it's your own motivation, your own spiritual growth, your own spiritual advancement, Pisces. Now on the 28th of June, Neptune is going to turn retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your house. Now when Neptune turns retrograde, what it does is it strips away any illusion, delusion, any kind of idealism, any kind of unrealistic expectation regarding yourself, your own self-image, how you're projecting yourself. So during this time, you'll be able to see things a little bit more clearly, because the illusion and delusion and the confusion is stripped away, and you're seeing yourself more clearly. So 1st house is about self-image, is about your appearance, how you project yourself, how other people perceive you. So all that is going to become a little bit more clear so that you can make realistic choices, life choices, to move things forward, Pisces. Now on the 28th of June, there is a new moon in the sign of Cancer in your 5th house. Now new moon in the sign of Cancer is a time of new beginning in your 5th house matter. And what is 5th house? 5th house is to do with your creative expression. It's your affectionate expression. It's your creative project, your children, your loved ones, love, romance, and all that. And Cancer is about finding a sense of security. So new moon here can bring some kind of news regarding 5th house matter. It can be regarding your creative project, your self-expression, how you're expressing yourself. Maybe a new romance, new relationship can start, or it could be pregnancy or childbirth, whatever that might be, Pisces. So definitely new moon here can bring some kind of new beginning, and you will see the energies unfold over the next 6 months. Now on the 28th of June, Venus in the sign of Gemini will sextile Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So that's your 4th house and 2nd house energies coming together beautifully. Now Venus and Jupiter both are very beneficial, auspicious energy. It's all about prosperity, abundance, beauty, luxury, growth, progress, optimism, hopefulness. So when these planetary energies comes in your 4th and 2nd house, your home life, your family life, your money matters, financial matters, your self-worth, your sense of security, your sense of belonging, all that gets a positive boost. So you feel very good about yourself regarding these matters, Pisces, towards the end of the month of June. So overall, Pisces, the month of June 2022 is about communication, connections, effective connections, spiritual growth, your sense of belonging, your sense of security, your home and family matters, your financial matters, your self-worth, your creative expression, your need to have a fun time, and really looking at things from a spiritual perspective and less of an egoistic space, Pisces. Thank you for watching my June 2022 astrological reading. So I hope you enjoyed it and you find the content valuable and you can use the info and plan your month. So thank you very much again for watching and have a lovely day. Thank you.